afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, and welcome to another episode of Polyhedron Collider Plays D&D. Tonight we have the Masters of Fate, and they are Andy Lewis as Arrakis Thundarian, the Sorcerer.
Hello.
Sid Gill as El Cockwind the Rogue. Well, I mean, he'll be here shortly, any minute now.
Piglet as El Cockwind the Rogue.
For now, we'll have to do with Piglet, yeah. Adam Moran as Sylfina the Druid. Derek Neal as Imnek the Warlock, and most importantly, our benevolent DM Steve.
Benevolent.
Yeah, benevolent, maybe not. We're going to have to rename him sometime. He's not living up to his name. So, Steve, if you care to step into the torchlight and once again resume our story.
Okay, so in the last session, you headed down from Calvin's Cairn and headed to the towns of Lac-Dinashire, where you found out that the Howling Fiend, a pirate ship with a ram constructed entirely out of black ice, was terrorizing the Lac, sinking fishing boats and being, well, just generally devious and nasty. You've also found out that a bunch of individuals were basically offering protection. They would paint magical symbols on the side of the boats and prevent the pirates from attacking. And you found out these people offering protection were in the tavern, where in the town you were. So you went and had a word with them. That word was tidal wave, which you basically smashed them against the walls.
Effective.
It was effective indeed, and you then used a little bit of magic, charming magic as well, to get the surviving member of this crew, who all seem to be Luskans, to take one of the fishing boats which they'd bought, and you went out onto the lake. And it wasn't long before the Howling Fiend came to attack you. With the use of a fireball and
very little else.
Not much else, yeah. You
bit of lightning.
And a bit of lightning. Sorry, you dispatched of nearly all the pirates. The pirate captain is on board at the time, and at this time, the Howling Fiend is all the rigging and sails are completely ablaze.
Excellent.
So there we are. Try to look for that. Sorry about that.
Whose go is it?
Well, we decided to call it there, and I will say that combat has now stopped.
Okay.
Because all the pirate crew are either dead or scorched or drowning in the freezing lac. And any one surviving member is the captain, who you would know as being Derek the Drownder, who has suddenly realised that his precious ship is ablaze and the rest of his crew are in pieces, and slowly realised to halt his attack.
Excellent. Well, I think it's time to have a word. I shall saunter up to this chap. Hello.
Yep. Imnek will just remove the weapons from his hands before the tiefling gets too close to him.
Yeah, he's kind of twitchy, you can tell, but at the same time he realizes it. You know, he is, well, his ship's ablaze and everyone around, all his crew are dead, and he's got this kind of wild look in his eyes.
Is it kind of the same wild look we've seen from users of the black ice, like Beric, or is it just because he's shat himself and a lot of poo has come out?
It's a little bit hard to tell because he's got a massive scar running down one side of his face, basically from the eye down, where he's obviously been slashed with a saber. And rather than using stitches, it's been like stitched back together with fishing hooks, which he's left in. So the kind of wound is healed around the fishing hooks, and part of that is pulling his eye a little bit down. But yeah, the general way in which his kind of eyes are darting round and the general demeanour is very, very similar to the way Beric was acting.
He's done a couple of lines before his voyage. I'll just saunter over once Imnek has disarmed him, and just casually just throwing fire around my hands. I say, it's rather useful, this stuff, isn't it? Oh, was that your boat? I'm dreadfully sorry. It can get a little out of hand.
What have you done?
I
What have you
believe I've
done
set
to my precious ship?
We've removed it from service. It was looking a little shabby. Done you a favour, really. I understand you've been terrorising these people. Now, ordinarily, I'd let you crack on, but I have a problem. And I believe you can help.
What do you intend to do?
I want to talk to your boss. Well, we want to talk to your boss.
This is my crew, my captain, my ship.
And I'm sure you answer to somebody.
I answer to no one.
I don't believe you. And I'll just make the fire in my hands just a little bigger.
Listen,
And just glance at Imnek.
There's no need to get hasty, but I assure you, this is my boat. My boat alone.
Then why are you going round these villages demanding tribute? And where does the tribute go?
We don't demand tribute.
Then why
We
are
are
you going
free.
around these boats?
We kill, we take what we want. The lack is ours.
Was yours. And just glance over my shoulder at this burning wreck.
You can tell he kind of keeps looking over your shoulder at it, and
Oh, I'm sorry.
there's almost a part of him that looks like he's going to go run over to the boat and go down
I
with
won't
it.
stop him. I won't stop him.
You can tell there's this kind of in a turmoil within him. This kind of wants to go down with the boat. He obviously realizes that he can't do anything about it now. He's like the rigging is now collapsing, and the deck's starting to catch fire. And if you leave that burned for another half an hour, well, an hour or so, it'll easily be underwater. But at the same time, he's kind of that self-preservation. He doesn't want to run onto the boat. But at the same time, that's his life, which is now sinking, and he's not sure what to do.
I'll just look at Imnek.
Imnek will. I'll cast prestidigitation on myself, give myself sort of so like shadows form around and his eyes turn black. I'll go in and intimidate him, like hefty hand on the shoulder and lean in. I suggest you tell my friend here what he wants to know. Otherwise, we'll make sure you go down with your ship whether you want to or not.
Ooh.
Oh, and actually, I just thought, just before I do that, I want to try something with the black ice amulet I made.
Yep.
This is probably going to go badly. I want to try and use it to cast friends on him.
Friend?
Okay.
Yes,
because it's a cantrip I don't have, but if I take a Arcana check, I can try and use the amulet to cast it.
Okay.
Obviously, with my mighty -1 to Arcana, I might not.
I see.
Let's give it a go.
I'll just stand back at this point.
Same.
So the amulet kind of glows dully and then does nothing.
Yeah. It's only DC 10. God.
Yeah. So he kind of looks kind of wildly at you and realizes that if he wants to live, you can tell this look in his eye. If he wants to live, he's going to have to do something.
Yeah. So just a regular intimidate rather than with advantage.
Yeah.
I guess.
So no, fine. I can tell you what I can. I can tell you what I know. But that is my boat, and I answer to no one.
Where did you get the ram from?
One of the speakers, one of the towns, they bought the ram, and I took the boat off them.
From whom?
Speaker of Caer Konig and Caer Dinnerville bought it off the dwarfs for some man named Palador, Paladin, or something like that. That's him.
Palador. Do you know who he is?
Never met him.
Who did you deal with? Beric?
Oh, I didn't. Speaker from Caer Konig gave me the boat. Told me to go threaten those East Haven fishers. Well, those greedy East Haveners. I took it further. Sunk their filthy fishing boats. And realised this could all be mine.
Well, unfortunately, there's always a bigger fish. Well, to East Haven then.
Imnek wants to just sort of like roll over one of the guys he killed, so it's probably slightly more intact. Just have a look and see if they look like a Luskanite or maybe someone more local.
So the guy, what is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Probably tattoos is probably a good indicator of Luskan, if what I remember.
There is there's a the guy you find has got tattoos on him, but they're very simple tattoos, and they're not the kraken pulling down the ship that you're used to seeing on
Just like
nights.
Mum in a heart or something really tacky like that.
Yeah.
Love and hat on each hand. It's because he's lost a finger.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, what about the captain? Has he got tattoos on his arms? Does he look like Luskanite as well?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. I believe we're done. Yes?
Yep.
No?
Perhaps.
Oh.
Down goes Piglet.
In that case, I'll just... I tire of you. And just push him off.
You're just
over
going
the
to
edge,
push
into the
so
water.
Okay.
And about to walk nonchalantly away.
Make a strength check.
Okay. This could go wrong. And by could, I mean will. Oh dear.
I will give you advantage, actually. No, I'll give you advantage because you've taken it by surprise. So you can roll again, see if you do any better.
Not much.
Not much. That's what I want. So he's going to make a dex check. Constitution. That's not right. So he manages to get his balance as you push him, but he realizes where things are going. He kind of like realizes where things are going and just kind of goes, fine, and dives into the water to go back to his ship.
Imnek will use
prestidigitation.
Imnek will use prestidigitation to conjure up a faint musical tune of "Nearer My God to Thee" as he sort of sinks into the water.
Oh dear, never mind. I'll start to hum a British tar. Oh wow, you lot aren't familiar with your musicals, are you?
Nope.
Nope.
Not that one.
Never mind. Uncultured oafs. Right, well, captain's off the ship, and we have a friendly still on board. Is he still under Imnek's influence? Or can we cast him aside as well?
He has. What was the length? How long does the spell
It's
last?
8 hours, but it breaks if he sort of fulfills.
Right. Okay. So the suggestion has ended, but at the same time, he doesn't seem to be making any fast moves to dive off the boat, and appears to be quite happy, having seen you just burn down the Howling Fiend and kick their captain overboard. That it's kind of like, oh, well, I'm not messing with you guys, you know.
Wise. Right, to East Haven. I say, can you?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, turn to the captain with just like I suspect your piracy problems may be over now. Just looking back at the flaming ship as it's slowly sinking. Probably split into two.
Yeah. So he turns the boat and sails south towards East Haven. And yeah, as you look over your shoulder, you just you can splosh as the Howling Fiend dips into the lake.
Excellent.
Not so much a howl as a whimper, I think.
Yes. So we're in the middle of the lake here. So you head directly south. About a distance of about 6 miles to East Haven. So it was getting dark when you left Cardaconig, because you've heard that the Howling Fiend tends to attack at dusk. So it is pitch black by the time you make dock in East Haven.
Oh, it sounds like we need to find a bar and somewhere to stay.
Indeed.
Cockwind, you're pretty good at sniffing out drinking establishments.
Wow, some of us have a nose for it, as they say.
So you are. There's no kind of dock control or anything. You basically make your way onto the deck, back onto the docks. It's not like as if like when you go to Waterdeep or when you went to Luskan that people were out there to meet you.
It's a bit Jack Sparrow. You just step off the boat and just let it watch it sink.
Well, the Luskanite who accompanied you has kind of docked you in, and he's kind of looking a bit sheepish now on dock. He's kind of like,
Be gone.
Okay. So he ties up the boat, gets onto the deck, onto the dockside, and just legs it into town.
Excellent. That should spread some word of our arrival. And hopefully get to the right ears so that we are at least known of, for good or worse. Let the rumour mill do its job. I'm sure we'll get attention from the wrong sort soon enough.
This isn't our first run-in with the Luskanites, so...
No, this is not our first rodeo.
Your strange southern rituals, I don't understand that.
Rodeos. Yes, uncouth affairs, but rather entertaining and bloody good for a gamble. I'll take you sometime.
You are met by this kind of largish town, significantly larger than Cardaconig. Cardaconig was basically just like 4 houses and a market square. This is about maybe a third, maybe even half the size of Bryn Shander. So, as I said, it's getting reasonably late at night, about 9-10 o'clock. So it's dark, but all the little oil lamps and candles inside all the houses, like you got this like twinkly town in front of you. And a little bit of activity on the dock side as fishermen are basically just doing the last attempts to repair any nets or anything like that before they call it a night. And the odd one or two are managing to bring in a late catch.
Right.
But other than that, the docks are rather quiet.
Well, we don't want to attract too much attention. So, right, where's this auntie of yours live, Cockwind?
Hang on, I've just got to check my note. Anglus.
Maybe we can crash there for the night, assuming it's acceptable and not some kind of hovel.
Right, okay. It doesn't say much, so I think we should find an inn or local sort of boarding house. So let's go. Is there any sort of useful-looking punters or somebody hanging around?
Yeah,
even a hooker will do, because she'll know.
As I said, there's a couple of fishermen around, just like
All right.
doing some last minute, like bringing in the haul and what have you.
So I'll beckon one over. Ahoy! I think that's how it works in the fishing industries. We are looking for a traveller's inn. You point us towards one. Slightly classy. We need
Slightly classy.
Yeah.
Well, you either want the White Lady Inn,
Right,
so kind of the classiest establishment, or you want Banrock's Mithril Pot. Depends if you're hungry or not, really.
Now,
We're hungry.
if you were a woman of fine standing, which one would you go to? And I mean that literally, not as in fine standing women. That makes sense.
I'd probably go to the White Lady Inn, to be fair. That's the one that's actually not too rowdy. The Wet Trout can be a bit rowdy. Cairns Crossing's got so many holes in the walls, it's windy as hell, but they do a nice beer. Yeah, White Lady.
Right, okay. Well, thank you very much, fine sir.
You could try the Wet Trout, but that gets a bit rowdy later on in the night.
Now we'll try the White Lady, and then
Maybe later.
we'll go from there.
Okay, so he directs you because you've kind of landed on the main pier, kind of this. So you're up about here at this point, and he directs you further down the dockside to the White Lady Inn.
Okay.
Oh, doesn't look too shabby.
Yeah, it looks like your sort of wine bar.
Wine bar, I say. Well, as long as they serve wine and not syrup or worse. Right then.
So
Let's do this.
you head in. I assume you're heading to the tavern. You
Yes.
head in, and it's a I wouldn't say busy, but there's a nice group. There's a nice amount of people in there. There's a few tables spare. There's a halfling kind of recounting some kind of tale at the bar, and most of the bar, a good selection of the bar staff are kind of not bar staff. Sorry, the people around are listening in. Whereas behind him, there's a barman who just looks bored out of his skull at the guy.
What race is Zanhorn again?
He was half elf, Zanhorn.
Half elf, yeah.
Not a halfling. That's
No.
just as well. That's good. Excellent. Well, I think we're about to liven up this man's evening.
Yes.
Well, anyone you recognise here, Cockwind?
I will look around the room, looking for anyone I recognise. Is it quite an open establishment, Steve? Or is
it's quite an open tap room. Basically, there's a nice big hearth in the corner, warming the place up.
And are there
Bar to one side.
any single ladies or
No, most of the groups seem to be either groups of fishermen or the odd, just by the clothes, probably the odd merchant.
okay? So anybody seem out of place? Anybody sort of hunting around the room, scanning the room, or looking
There's
uncomfortable?
one guy, actually quite the opposite. There's one guy sitting in the corner, kind of his back to the corner of the room, and whereas everyone else is kind of lounging and being loud and or listening into the story, this guy just seems to be sitting there, and his posture is particularly good. Looks about middle-aged, hair grey and long hair, and he looks like quite a bulky man.
Okay.
But he's definitely scanning the room. He appears to be watching you guys.
Okay.
Have we noticed, is it just Cockwind that's seen him so far?
If you scan the room, he does stand out a little bit compared to everyone else.
Okay.
Okay. Right. I'm going to leave him to stew for a minute, and I'm going to go up to the bar and talk to this barman chap.
Okay, so the barman is this thin, wiry, white-haired old man who he's looking kind of sidelong at this halfling recounting this tale, and looks just utterly bored listening to it. And every so often, when the halfling will flourish a word, he'll just roll his eyes and go,
All right. So, well, I'm not too keen on your entertainment, barkeep.
"Oh
It doesn't
God,
have to
me and
go on
you."
about
It doesn't look like he is either.
Oh, me and you as well. I've heard this tale every night for 4 years.
This is the problem with when you let bards in.
Yes.
Trust them.
Oh, it keeps the punters happy, I suppose.
Well,
Really?
What about this? There's this one guy who's not keeping very happy. What's wrong with him? That guy in the corner, as I nod towards the good-looking posture.
Yeah, him. Yeah.
What's his story?
Came in the other day, reckons got a horse, as biggest horse you've bloody seen in your life. Renting a room. Says he's off to Bryn Shander soon.
Oh. Do we know his name?
Introduced himself as Sir Barrick Nilith.
Barrick Nilith.
Hmm.
Barrick Nilith. Not Berrick.
No, Barrick.
Barrick.
And he's been with you for several nights, you say?
Yeah.
Nilith.
Is he travelling alone?
Appears to be.
Has he availed himself of your other entertainments?
Had a room. Asked about asked around a bit about some dwarf, but that's about it.
A dwarf, you say? What dwarf was he asking about?
He might well ask himself. He seems to be some kind of bounty hunter.
Okay. Now, thank you for your help, sir. Can we have some ales?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Get a few ales in, get them on side. Take one for yourself, my good man.
Thank you very much.
Right. So he's how much is that for the ales? Copper.
Can't
piece.
remember. Yeah.
Right.
So,
So
5 coppers.
5 coppers. Roger that.
I'll do.
We'll.
I'll just look at this beer suspectingly.
Oh, I'm sorry, Arrakis. Barkeep. Now, do you have a preferred glass for my friend? Preferably one in which we can appoint an umbrella.
I've got a schooner.
Oh, marvelous! We'll have one of
Well,
them.
no, Sid loves a scooter.
So we'll order his pint in a schooner. There you are, Arrakis.
Excellent.
Don't
That's
let it
more
be
like
said we
it.
don't get you what you want.
It's all about the glass, you see.
Right. So now then, barkeep.
I'll drink with my finger out as well.
I'm also I have an auntie in East Haven, but I don't know. I've been told she was staying here. Is anybody here by the name of Cockwind?
He at this point he looks at the corner of his eye at the big guy in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know who you might mean.
Come now. Don't think I haven't noticed these things.
As you just notice him give this very subtle nod, and the guy in the corner then stands up and starts walking towards you.
Imnek will surreptitiously. I guess he can't really surreptitiously do it because it makes a noise when he does it. He will summon the sword into his hand, but just sort of leave it casually, sort of by his side.
So this guy strides up, and he's got this kind of air to him. You know, he's standing. His posture's great. He's kind of walks almost as if he owns the room, kind of thing. And he notices the sword and goes, "There's no need for that."
Well, if there's no need for that, you will throw us your name and why you stride upon us like a bell end.
I am Sir Barak Nileth.
I'm afraid I've not. Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this fool? Anybody heard of this guy?
I'm afraid not. No, he's clearly a nobody.
Yeah, just walking around like he owns the joint, but nobody knows who you are. Interesting.
Careful, my friend. He may actually own the joint.
Well, it's an interesting observation. Do you own the joint?
No, this
right.
This
Oh, there we are.
barman
That's
here.
settled that then, hasn't it, Arrakis? Isn't it on the joint? He's just walking around like a prick.
Gentlemen,
My kind of prick.
may I
though,
see
must
your
admit is-
arms?
Would you? Could you see it? What? No.
Would you like to see my arse?
My
I
arm.
say, we're not that friendly yet.
Arms, sir, your arms.
Imnek will just flick the sword up.
Arms for the poor.
I believe you're the purple I'm waiting for, but I want to make sure you're not affiliated. Yes. If you'd be so
no.
kind, sir, to show me your arms.
I'll show him and say, yeah. No, I think you'll find we're probably not exactly high on the Christmas card list after what's just transpired out on the lack.
He cocks his head slightly.
I'll point
What
through
has
the
just
window.
happened?
See that shimmer in the distance on the lack.
There's a tiny little like spot of light about 3 miles away on the lack. What of it?
Imnek will
I'll just turn to my
he'll use minor illusion to sort of summon an image of a ship that suddenly catches fire and breaks apart and just sort of disappears down into his hand.
Nice.
My friend's normal handiwork.
Are you suggesting you have sunk the Howling Fiend?
I'm
We're
not suggesting it at all, sir. I'm flat out stating it.
Then I'd kindly ask you, and he puts Imnek, to banish that weapon and follow me, please.
I'll look at the rest of the group.
No.
And
I'll
he starts
follow.
walking. He starts walking towards like a door at the back of the tavern, and goes into the quarters. And
What could possibly go wrong?
Imnek he'll
Not-
sheath the sword rather than making it disappear, so it's sort of ready for action. But then he'll follow behind.
He comes to a door, kind of does a 3 knocks, then 1. Opens the door and goes, I believe, sir, this is your auntie.
Oh.
At which
After
point,
you.
because I haven't followed yet, so I will grab my pint, plus the remaining ones that are on the bar.
Oh no, Imnek's head is in the other hand the whole time.
Any remaining pints, I will grab them. I shall saunter over, and I'll say, and I'll peek round the door frame, and I'll say, what do I see? What do I see?
So sitting alone in probably the nicest room in the tavern is Duvessa Shane, the
Yes.
speaker of Bryn Shander. Well, the speaker of Bryn Shander while you were at Bryn Shander.
Who has been recently usurped by what's his name with the stick that we're trying to find?
Baelish.
That's him, Baelish Gant. Ah, we meet again, my dear. I might have known.
So Barak kind of directs you in. To which point, once you're all in the room, he kind of shuts the door behind him and kind of stands with his back to the door.
Right.
Right then.
Hello, my dear. I had a feeling it might be you.
Why send cryptic notes? How did you find me?
She looks a bit exasperated. She goes, I got my secretary to send a note to you. I am worried for him. The man is not the best liar. So when I found out he was spying on people in our town on your behalf, he basically folded like a set of cards. But as soon as I realized things were amiss, I managed to get him to try and send you a message. Thankfully, he managed to get one to you.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
He did.
Yes.
And he's a learner, but he has served his purpose. I see he served it more than we expected him to.
To be fair,
Better
I'm
than
still
we
I'm surprised he's still alive, if I'm honest.
Well, he might not be. We don't know.
Ah, well, no loss.
That explains how you got a message to us, not why.
Well, isn't it obvious?
Is it that obvious?
How up to date are you on recent events?
We understand your deal with Baelish may have gone somewhat south, as he is now speaker of Bryn Shander, and you are not.
That's one way of putting it. Yes, she says. I was played. Baelish acted as my friend and acted as the person who was going to help me find out who was trying to usurp me, when in fact it was him all along.
The old fake usurping trick. Use it
Now,
myself a few times.
If only somebody had told you that as they left Bryn Shander. Wouldn't that have been helpful?
Unfortunately, Mr. Gant's thugs managed to trap me in my offices while he conducted an election in the middle of town. Made me look a fool because I didn't turn up for the speaking, and turned the people against me, and they all voted for him. So, apart from me being held basically against my will, most of what Baelish Gent was perfectly above board, and the people voted for him to become the new speaker.
Interesting.
I'm sure we could instigate some kind of revolution.
The problem is he's finding some kind of proof that both Baelish has betrayed the people and betrayed their trust. But my word will probably not act against him at this time.
Well, there's always flat-out murder as well, if it comes to it.
We're not adverse to that idea.
Well, I'd rather
Just throwing it out
I'd
there.
rather things didn't come to that. And if you intend to do such things, there's a not in my name.
No, of course not.
They'll be in mine.
Okay. So now we understand why you contacted us. But what now? What is it you want from us?
Well, I was hoping there'd be some proof of Valishgant's crimes, something we could do to either usurp him, call him out.
Well, he is
elect
trying to buy control of the Dwarven Vale. Done badly.
Not really buy. It's more take,
Usurp.
isn't it?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I think he's buying his way into some of the other speakers' pockets as well.
So is he buying the towns?
I've heard he's buying up some of the beehives in some of the towns. I've heard rumours that he's outwardly bribed some of the speakers. And he's buying up fishing boats on this lake.
Ah, yes.
One way or the
About
other.
that.
We know all about his fishing empire.
Yeah, that side of things may have just ended rather spectacularly.
Why? What have you done?
Burnt his boat.
You've burnt the Howling Fiend?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, well, hang on. You say his boat.
Well, we assumed it was his boat. People working
you-
for him.
Have you got any proof of this?
It's at the bottom of the lack.
At
Not
least-
irretrievable, but difficult.
That would at least.
One of our members, we've got a druid. He can turn into a fish. He can find it.
Let me check that I actually can.
You've already turned into a fish.
Oh yeah.
The one
One
thing
I
you turned
can
into.
do.
It's the one bit that saved your ass and battered me and Derek's.
So you're saying that Valish was somehow involved in this? Do any of the crew survived?
Well, maybe one, if he hasn't frozen. In fact, yes, he's probably running around town shit scared of us right now.
Yes, I suspect he will have probably left town already.
But the captain was, volunteered himself to the lack, shall we say.
Okay.
I suspect he's gone back to Dinnershire. The town, I mean. Wherever the hell that was.
I don't think I'm in a position then to be able to legally oust him. It might sound like your best bet is just to confront him.
I was rather hoping you'd say that. I want a word.
Well,
we're overdue a conversation with Baelish.
An aggressive one.
Wow, that's where it ends.
Or starts.
would you be interested in doing this on my behalf?
Of course. Above board's always more. Well, I like the toy. I like the game. Start above board, and when it goes south, enjoy yourself underboard, as it were. Below board. Always have a plan B, even if it involves a fireball.
I don't understand the rules of your 10 towns games, but I suspect you would be less of an arse than this guy would be.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm looking at the room. You're just being
I
paranoid.
just happen to be in it. I'm sure we could be reasonable to start with. If Mr. Gent decides to be unreasonable, then we have ways of dealing with that.
Fair. Your testimony itself might be enough to convince people that his deeds are nefarious and not in the best will of the people. Maybe this will be enough to cause him to back down, shall we say. May I,
I think-
suggest? Sorry.
I think we can do more than that.
We could get the dwarves.
Remember, you recall that fine, upstanding barbarian that your fine town people had strapped to the post?
Yes, I'm aware of him. Yes.
You recall how we bartered for his freedom against your wishes?
Yes.
Well, that fine, upstanding barbarian is currently trying to unite, or his tribe are trying to unite the where are we? What's this place? The Icewind Dale to take on Baelish. Now, I'm sure he doesn't remember all the things you said and did about him, but perhaps he could offer us and you some more support, along with the dwarfs, who have also united against Baelish and his foolish uprising.
That sounds good. Yes, that sounds good. May I suggest you head to Bryn Shander then, and I will follow behind with Sir Beric here as my bodyguard.
Sounds good to me. It'll be good to get back in the old place. Buy some new clothes.
Just look
Maybe
you
we'll
up and
actually
down.
look at that monument at the entryway for once.
You may have trouble entering Bryn Shander. I've heard that you are basically you might be denied entry. You are quite distinctive individuals.
I wouldn't be the
Never.
first.
Shouldn't cause us any real problems.
Believe me, there are lower parts of this this realm that I'm also not welcome in. The town is of no consequence.
Just in case we want to enter somewhat quietly, is there a back door, as it were?
I wouldn't know of one, but you might want to ask around the beggars, see if they know.
Very
Sure,
well.
a few coppers could find their way into needy hands.
Now, in the meantime, I suggest we send word to the dwarves and to Elk Tribe and advise them of your sudden change of heart and your desire for some support.
I will send messages immediately.
Jolly good.
I'll follow you a day behind into Bryn Shander, and hopefully we can resolve this mess.
Yes. After which we can discuss our fee.
Now.
I'm sure the Bryn Shander Treasury will be able to compensate you for your time.
Oh, well, in that case.
In that case, we shall have some scoff, have some kip, and then we shall be on our way.
At first light.
At that point, Sir Beric steps aside and opens the door to let you out.
Nice. Right, well. Let's get ourselves smashed. We've got nothing
I'd rather not.
Smashed and well rested, I think.
Yes.
I could do the latter.
Okay, then. So, let's assume you'll have a few more beers and then a long rest, so you can replenish any hit points or
Cheers.
spells you need.
Oh,
I'm just going straight to the long rest.
excellent.
Yeah.
And wake up in the morning with an outrageous hangover.
I'm going to wake up underneath one of the benches in the pub.
So you set off for Bryn Shander at first light, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so.
Breakfast.
You head along the where is there we go. So you head along the East Way, which is the road which connects the East Haven, which we are over here, to Bryn Shander. It's the usual trudging, horrible journey that you have walking across anywhere in Icewind Dale. Bloody cold, bloody windy. By the end of it, your ears are hurting from the wind blowing in your ears.
I hate it here. Right. How long does it take?
It takes about 7 or 8 hours.
Oh, bloody hell. Okay, so it's going to be, I don't know, 4 o'clock or so?
Yeah, it's gonna be
By the time you
late
get there?
afternoon by the time you actually get to Bryn Shander.
Okay.
So you get to the southern gates of Bryn Shander, and there are the odd fishermen and things like that heading in. And let's just move that over to the Bryn Shander map, wherever that's gone. Maybe gone Bryn Shander. There we go. So you're
Excellent.
coming into the east gate, which is here, the east way.
Mm-hmm.
And you are met by a couple of guards on the gates. But there's a little bit of like tradesmen moving in, the odd fisherman and farmer moving in and out as well. But guards see your approach, because basically people can see your approach, and there's, as Sylvester suggested, there's a few beggars at the sides of the gate, like looking for spare change. But the guards take one look at you guys and kind of stand to block your path.
I'll just nudge Cockwind in the side as we walk. It says, do you want to talk to our beggar friends while I occupy these two?
Very good. Yep, do that. So I will slope off. You don't need to, and go and find the beggars.
Okay, so there's a bunch of there's a group of beggars on the side of the road. Most of them are wrapped up in like mangy old furs. So there's a bit of a stench to him from a bit of a distance. And one of them, this dirty-faced young woman, kind of puts her hand up and goes, "Got any spare change, mister?"
So I'll toss her a copper piece, and in the meantime, I'll start jangling a few more coins.
You're offering a bit more of a reward there, mister?
That depends what information or otherwise you may have to offer.
I'm loving the stereotypical Irish accent there, Steve.
Not bad. She's got a bomb in the bag.
You can tell your friend there, Arrakis. That brandy was mighty fine, kept me warm that night.
You're quite welcome, my dear.
Right.
Nod.
He gets everywhere, he does.
George by caravan there.
Do you like dogs?
Dags. Oh, dogs. Sorry. What a great film.
You wanna have much luck with them there, guards, you know?
No, why would you say a thing like that? Arrakis is he's a silver-tongued devil.
A half drow, a tiefling, a halfling, and an elf. Very
Yeah.
distinctive you are. They know not to let you in.
No.
They may not get to do it well. Obviously, I'm not there. So.
Yes. So as you're walking ahead, Arrakis, I take it. What is Imnek and Sylfina doing at this point?
Imnek will be staying with Arrakis because he knows that's probably where the action will start.
Yeah, I'll just stand back there as well.
Okay, so as you walk towards the gate, the two guards kind of stop and say, one of them goes, "It's business."
A little bit, yes. I'm here to buy some clothes, actually. As you can see, the state of me, I've been out in the wastelands for far too bloody long, and I've come back to a little bit of civilization. I'd like to find some clothes. If you could direct me to the nearest fine clothes shop, I'd be much appreciated, gentlemen. And I'll offer a couple of silver pieces to them each.
Make a persuasion check.
He's a chancer, isn't he?
Well, this is absolutely my territory, and watch it go hideously.
Watch it get the shit in a minute.
I see one of the mediocre rolls
He
today.
takes the silver, and one goes to the other. What do you think? It's so cold out here. Guarding the gates.
I'll slip them 2 more each.
Okay,
So a total of 3 each.
make another persuasion check, but make it with advantage.
Ooh. Advantage. Persuasion.
Oh well. Oh, that's gonna really. Oh yeah. I think a night in one of the taverns. I reckon the Golden Stag Rest. It's just around the corner.
I've heard it's
I-
very good.
I tell you, sir, you wouldn't mind just going and reserving us a table, would you? For
I'm
later.
sure I could probably manage that.
Yeah, best hurry along. He's looking back round. Yeah, hurry along. You know, it gets busy quickly. Get in.
Just wander off quickly. Just
Hmm.
leave
So the
Cockwind
re-
outside, of course.
I'm still hunting for this information. It might come in handy.
I'll just say slightly louder than is comfortable. Thank you, my good man. We'll see you inside.
As I see this this circus going on, I will carry on discussing with this beggar lass because I think this information may become useful.
So
And,
what are you saying to
So
them?
I'm now, my dear. If someone were wanting to get in or out of Bryn Shander quietly, I understand that you beggars may have a, how shall we say it,
Information.
a way in and out past the guards. without
Seems
question?
like your man there's found a way in already.
But he doesn't always want. When he gets in somewhere, we might not always get out. I'm always looking for the exits, just as much as
Well-
I'm looking for the entrances.
Your faith in me is amazing.
If things go south, then you can find me in the market square.
Very good.
I'm sure we can get you in and out quickly if needs be.
All right, so I'm gonna flicker a copper. Is there any other nuggets of information you might want to share with me?
Just beware of the full moon. If you know what I
Right.
mean.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Hmm.
Okay, righto. And all right, very good then. Seems I kind of get the feeling I'm not getting any more out of it. So I'll flicker another couple of coppers, and be on my way. Now, how am I getting in? Am I getting past these guards with the circus troupe?
I'm allowing enough time that you've got enough time to kind of run after them and get in at the same time as these four,
okay.
the other three.
So I'll do that then.
Circus troupe.
Wait, it's a traveling circus, mate. Honestly, we need to see some monkeys to be complete.
Right. Is the market or the shop still open? I need to get some
Yeah,
threads.
it's late afternoon, so yes, the market square will still be open. Yeah.
Excellent.
The mood of the town seems to have changed slightly. Instead, as well as the guards, there do seem to be a lot more kind of ne'er-do-wells against street corners and such like, who all have the kind of lanky, greasy
Ne'er-do-wells.
look of some of the Luskan individuals you met last time. They seem to be a bit more brazen now.
Oh, excellent. A little bit more education.
So you guys are talking like that. I just got that crusty jugglers from Hotford in my head now.
If we're not careful, this town will be balls deep in crusty jugglers.
Statues.
Not for the greater good.
I really watched that film recently. It's still really good.
Yes.
Right. So
You need to watch Snatch, Adam.
All right.
That's where we're getting the. She likes dogs.
She like dogs.
What am I going to do with the Carrigan's got the fucking wheels?
are we still really obvious, Steve?
Well,
And stand out.
let's be fair. You're a halfling, an elf, a half drow, and a bright red-skinned tiefling. You do stand out in a like a sore thumb in a
And I'm
town
about to
full of-
wear more garish clothing, so I'm going to stand out like a pubic hair in an omelette.
Right. Well, we better go and get this idiot some clothes, then, haven't we?
I can shop myself if you guys wish to amuse yourselves. I wouldn't want to embarrass you.
I'm not sure it'd be wise to wander around individually.
Yeah.
Well, Cockwind here might get away with it.
You may have a point, actually. Yes. I'll concede that one.
For now, I suggest
It would get you some decent threads as well, Imnek. I'm sure you'd look lovely in a cape.
He looks down at his sort of shiny new dwarven forged armor. It's like, what's wrong with this? We only just got this.
Well, I mean, functional it may be, but it'll hardly get you into a decent party. I mean, the amount of issues we had with Haval.
I am pretty good at getting myself into places I want to. There's the sword at my side.
I can believe that. Right then, to the shops.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, there's plenty of shops and market stalls and sellers in the town square. You can more or less buy what you're after. What is it?
Excellent.
Some particular items will be more expensive than they are in the player's handbook, mind you.
That's fine. I'm not looking for anything magical or anything. I just want some clothes, some decent clothes. Just so I can. Obviously, because the initial fine clothes that I started with have been probably ruined.
Yes.
So I would like to buy some more.
Okay, they'll cost you 1.5 times what it costs in the player's handbook.
That's fine.
Basically, because you're in the arse end of nowhere, and there's this one suit. Basically, there's one suit available. It's going to have to be tailored to suit you, and the fashion's about 5 years out of date compared to what you're getting Waterdeep. Yeah. But it is quite a nice suit.
Is it purple?
Yes.
How convenient. I will pay gladly the 22 gold coins you're asking for me, you robbing bastard.
The gentleman in the tailors happily adjusts it to your style. He seems quite chuffed, even though he's making you pay for the nose. He seems quite chuffed because usually he's just selling like furs and thermal underpants to people. So
excellent. Well, I'll stand there looking quite smug as he fits these to me. Can I buy another set of common clothes as well? Or at least not costume clothes, but is it literally only the one set of fine clothes?
Yes, there is, yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'll buy some extra common clothes as well.
Okay.
Which will cost me...
they're 5 silver pieces.
Yeah, so 7 silver.
Common clothes will be at the price it says, yeah.
7 silver. 4. Okay, excellent. Tailored clothes, lovely. Ah, I shall look extremely comfortable. To be glad. I won't throw out the old clothes, though. I shall donate them to a good cause.
Does this place have charity shops?
Well, I was thinking more the beggars. Find the lady with who I gave the brandy to, and find her. She can wear tiefling clothing.
It's fine. It's just a hole in the arse. That's all for the tail.
Exactly. Yeah, a tailored hole.
I'm sure she'll put that hole to good use.
Mm. If she is a lady of flexible morality, she might even put the hole at the front.
Oh, she might do.
What? It's functional work attire. It's PPE, in fact, basically.
What, for carpet birds?
Aye.
Right. What are you guys doing then?
Well, Imnek would like to look out like an apothecary's or something, somewhere where he thinks he might be able to pick up some healing potions, as we skipped town the last place before we could get some.
Yep, there's. It's quite rudimentary. The place. It's a general purpose kind of apothecaries, some food supplies, and some more wondrous items. Most of it seems to be fishing tackle and fishing bait, though. But yes, they do sell some healing potions. Again, things are more expensive here, so 1.5 times what the player's handbook states.
Okay. Well, Imnek will definitely put down the 75 gold for a healing potion, like the one he used.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything?
No, I'm done.
So when I got my light crossbow, from our man in what's his name, Stokely, did it come with a set of bolts?
Yes. We'll assume they gave you a one set of bolts for it.
So that's 20, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's excellent.
So you can
Right.
get some magical ones. They'll be useful.
Yes, but I'm not going to hunt for them up here.
Frostbolts might be quite common given the weather. Just saying.
Is there an armory type place?
The only one you know of is a place called, I think it's Rurik's Blades. There's Render. Right, there's two. Based on what you've known from your last time here, there's Renderell's Emporium, which is kind of like a general trade house and sells a bit of everything. And there's Black Iron Blades, which is a smithy just off the North Square, off the main square.
Okay. We shall go and see if he has got any crossbow bolts or arrows that are more exotic than my standard fare.
So which one are you going to? Sorry,
The dedicated one with the black
Black
blades,
Iron Blades. So yeah, it's kind of it's called Black Iron Blades, but it's a forge basically. So it's selling all kinds of metalworked goods. So it's got ammunition, he's got weapons, but he's also got things like cold weather gear, such as ice picks, snowshoes, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so we'll go in and we will. I'll look a little bit shifty because I'm obviously asking for something a bit more exotic than normal, and I'll say, right then, I got this here bow, and I got this here crossbow, and I'm looking for something to hunt the slightly larger game out there. Well, do you have something to help a man out?
Sorry, sir. Quite a humble foundry we are here. Don't have anything too fancy. You have a quick look round, and you do notice that like everything he's made is like the most rudimentary stuff you've seen. You know,
Okay.
it's quite crude. Some of them may even be compared to some of the stuff you've got, like the silvered weapons and the dwarven made items you've got. This is very much a case of he's just quite literally battered out a bit of steel, sharpened it, and called it a knife.
Right. So
He's basically the equivalent of a sheet metal worker from West Brom.
it does sound like it. It does sound like it. So I'll just kind of look around making this connection.
So it's like the equivalent of like if Waterdeep is like a proper steelworks, this is like the equivalent of Poundland kitchen knives kind of thing.
Yeah. So having made this realization, I pack away my good gear, and go doff the cap and walk out going fucking shithole, and cack on our way.
So where are you heading now then?
So, I think.
Well, we could grab the bull by the horns and go straight for the town hall.
Well, Speaker's Palace, surely.
Well, whatever it is. The thing in the middle where this idiot is.
Well, I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to stick my head in on the Boozer, the Northlook, where we left our man Penfold. And I reckon he's going to be living at large.
If he's still alive.
Yeah, I want some information before we go in and drop the mic.
How long have we actually been away? It must be a month or so.
Give us a couple of minutes. I can double check. Is it that one?
10 days or whatever it is. Because it's taken us a good few days to travel around each place, and we've been
We
to
have been away yonks, man.
10 places or so it must be at
Probably a
least.
couple of weeks.
You arrived in Bryn Shander on the 25th of Elaint. It is about 10 days since. Oh, no, hang on. Master of Fate. Yes, it's the 6th of Marpeneth, sorry. So it's been about. It's been about a week. About 15 days.
Is that all?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you've. Although you've done a lot of travelling around, it's not actually 25th. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's about 7 days. So I suppose about 12 days. You can.
So about
12
10 days. Just over a 10
Yeah.
day.
Just over a 10 day, yeah.
Wow.
All right.
It'll be more than that.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, no, it's not much more.
Okay.
So I'm
Lots
gonna
changed in a 10-day then.
I'm gonna go with that plan for now. So you're gonna go and find Penfold, whether he be
Okay.
in Norfolk or whether he be somewhere else.
Okay, so you're heading to the north. Yeah.
I'm gonna start at Norfolk. Yeah.
Head south. Why not? It's as good a place as any.
Actually, no. Sorry, I'm just having a look at the dates. You cleared out the mountain lair on that date, so you went back to the Dwarven Valley. Then you went to Cataconig. I have actually got all the dates in the calendar. Then
That's
you went to East Haven.
Wow, this is a fully prepped DM.
Yeah.
Got all the
Then you went to Brinchanda.
You see the difference in
Right.
quality here, Derek. He's a
Yeah.
good DM. My DM is basically almost the seat of the pants, but not quite.
So you head to the Norfolk, the horrible, crappy place where you started a fight about 15 days ago. Again,
For more.
it's a
Technically, they started it. I just walked into the room.
yeah.
All I did was throw some ball bearings down and he fell in his arse. It wasn't my fault.
Was that here?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was here.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was in Luskin.
No,
Crap.
that was here, mate.
Oh, I'm going to have to walk into this pub with a severe sense of trepidation. Oh, that's right, because I stormed off down the street and gave the brandy to the beggar. That's right, I remember.
You did,
That's
yeah.
right, I was in a mood.
So sitting in the corner is this figure who's looking furtive and looking back and forth, like nursing this little tiny drink. It's the chap you spoke to, which you called Bookworm.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Perhaps,
Penfold, as we now call him.
Yeah.
perhaps it would be better if Cockwind, as the least conspicuous, went to talk to him.
Least. Hang on, what are you saying?
Saying you're
Well,
bright
you're
red.
now bright red and bright
Devil.
purple.
I haven't yet changed, so yes, I'd like to put common clothes on at some point, please. Whenever I get an opportunity.
Okay.
You're still bright red.
I am still bright red, that I can't do much about.
With horns and a tail.
And
Hellboy broke off his horns. Why can't you do the same? It's quite frankly cowardly.
they're rather precious.
Right. So I will do what I will do as Imnek. I'll take Imnek's advice and suggestion, and saunter over
So you can
in my
tell
usual sneaky way.
he sees you and there's immediately kind of looks excited and then tries to pretend like he hasn't spotted you.
Ah,
I feel our
bookworm.
tuition wasn't adequate.
I see you've learnt something.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, no one knows I'm here.
No, mate. Nobody knows anything.
I suspect.
Blend right in, you do.
Yeah.
Right.
You've been away
Secret
a while.
messages. Secret messages.
Oh, you got my message. I'm sorry. You got my messages then.
No, we just thought we'd rock up to this shithole again for a laugh.
Oh,
Got your message. Of course, we got your messages.
Ah, good.
Right now, we've seen the speaker.
You've seen Devessa. Good.
Yes, she will be joining us shortly, along with our barbarian friends and some dwarfs, I'm sure.
Okay.
In the meantime, Bookworm, tell me, what's been going on?
Well, not long after you left, Valish basically kicked Devessa. It's been a few days. He
Kicked her or kicked her out?
kicked her out. Sorry, yes, kicked her out. He managed to get the people to vote for him. So he's all above board, and he's technically the rightful speaker of Brinchanda at the moment. But as we both know, things were not quite as legit as that. Well, he's been buying up anything that basically is failing, and it seems that he's behind these things. So the beehives up in around one of the lakes, he's bought all them up when they were failing, but there's a rumour that people were burning the beehives in the middle of the night anyway. He's been buying fishing boats on the Black Danisher, but at the same time, his people have been offering protection. The protection racket in town have just gone mental. It's Slim and his boys now walk around the town as if they own the place.
Oh, I
think
remember him.
Young Slim.
I think the
Yeah.
guards have been told not to touch him.
Oh, I think I'll enjoy seeing him again.
You're not there, mate.
Oh, damn. Am I not? Oh, is it just
No.
you? All right, fair enough.
I'd be careful, though. Slim and his boys usually come in here for a drink. They'll probably come in soon.
Ah, don't worry, Bookworm. It'll be fine. We'll pretend like we don't know each other. With your stealth skills, I'm sure you just blend into the background. Now, give me something useful. Where's Valish? Where's he holed up?
He's moved into the Speaker's Palace. He's basically just made it his own.
Yeah, and are you still working for him?
Yeah, but I've kind of been a little bit demoted. He doesn't understand the full workings of the accounts, so he's let me do accounts and such like. But whereas Devessa used to basically keep me in on most things that are happening, Valish is very much a case of making me do more menial duties than I used to do. It's very difficult to keep on top of things.
Oh, very good, Bookworm. Very good. Now, have you perhaps still kept your key for the back door?
Yes.
Now,
Yes,
would you
I
be
have.
willing to share that with your friends and mentors?
He kind of looks around and goes into his pocket, pulls out a key, and like kind of hands it to you under the table.
Yeah, very good, very good. Now, is there anything else about the Speaker's Palace we should know? Bookworm, any, should we say, vulnerabilities or anything that my friends and I
It's-
could make use of?
It's basically
Is it
just
made of wood?
someone's house. It's the only building in town made of stone.
Okay.
It's well, just be careful. I saw him doing something enchanting stuff. I don't know whether he was casting spells or protective wards or what, but I don't know.
Okay.
But it's generally just a house with offices. It's not a fortress. It's not a mansion. It's called the palace, but you know, in Waterdeep or Neverwinter, it would just be a house.
Hey, and is there any weapons or anything else we can make use of in the house to help the
No.
rightful speaker?
The guards usually have weapons, but there's no actual weapons in the building.
Okay.
You're probably well more better armed than anything you can find in there.
Well, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get, do you, Bookworm? Remember I taught you that? Shy bairns and all that? Right. Well, Bookworm, you have definitely proved yourself capable, and I shall, what's the word, brush his ego somewhat. And,
Well, as long as that's all you're brushing,
well, you know me, mate.
especially under this table.
No, I've got a key under the table, chap. Key is key.
Of course you do.
I will. We will leave you to carry on mingling into the background, and I thank you for your service to both us and to your speaker.
Thank you.
And perhaps there's a promotion coming your way once the real speaker comes back into power. Is it power? I suppose it is.
Yeah,
Back into office.
I very much hope so.
So I'll take the key, and I'll leave Bookworm to be the most obvious fucker in the pub, and go back and go and see the barman who I pissed off last time I was in here, as I recall.
Who myself and Imnek have been apologising profusely for the last 10 minutes.
I'm pretty sure he's not giving Imnek any shit after what Imnek did to him last time.
Well, last time you were here, you did leave a dead body on the bar for him.
Yeah.
Indeed, we did.
I'm breaking his window. So who's walking up to the bar? Is it just Arrakis and Imnek? Is it?
I think
I
they
don't
went
know.
up while I was talking to
Yeah.
Bookworm.
I don't know
Yeah,
if Adam is
some
coming
do.
up with us, so
Well, in case something goes wrong, I guess.
sensible.
So the barman sees you two and goes, "You're not welcome here."
Now, come now. That was a 10-day ago. Many things have changed. We've evolved. We've grown as people. I even have
Yeah.
new clothes.
And I've had to fix a window and scrub a room.
Well, you see, if you weren't harbouring and supporting such low lives, you wouldn't have got yourself into trouble now, will you? And now would you have? What have we learned?
Look, I don't have much choice. Slim and his boys walk around like they own the place now.
I'd like a word with that chap. I owe him.
Don't do it
pennies.
here.
Well,
They might not give us a choice. They didn't last
right.
time.
That is true. He's
They're
right.
not here at the moment.
Do they come here often? Do you come here often?
To drink. I think they seem to be hanging around at the Speaker's Palace most of the time now.
Or maybe we should do a spot of sightseeing. Boost the tourism trade in Bryn Chandler. I'm sure they could do with the coffers.
So are you going to buy a drink or are you going to bugger off and leave me alone?
What have you got? I'm in the
Beer.
mood for something fancy.
Wine.
Ooh, wine. Excellent.
Mead.
Lovely. Ooh. Cheeky mead. Yes, please. Imnek.
An ale will do me fine.
Sylfina.
No thanks.
Really? Come now.
Dry red wine and Perrier.
Yes. Dry white wine and a Perrier, please.
A what?
A dry white wine and a Perrier.
It's a Red Dwarf joke.
Oh, goodness sake, Adam. You're so uncultured.
Yeah.
Butch accountant and the yuppie kid.
I've seen like 3 episodes of Red Dwarf.
Right, you need to see all of them. In fact, no, you need to see the first 6 series. After that,
They're on Netflix, aren't they?
What about the American series?
no.
No, it doesn't exist.
No.
Doesn't exist. One
It's
episode.
like,
they did,
it's
isn't
like Die Hard's 4 and 5. They don't exist. They're just fantasy.
Which one was 4?
Die Hard, Good Day to Die Hard.
4.0.
Yeah.
Is that the
All
one with
of
the dodgy F-35?
Yeah,
That's
that's the one.
Yeah.
And he jumps a car into a helicopter out of a tunnel.
Oh, I remember that now. The
Yeah.
one where they start saying some bullshit about our internet.
That's it.
That's the one.
The internet's in a single building in America or whatever it is. Yeah, that's it. And then it gets worse. Then there's Die Hard 5, which was...
I've not seen that one.
Don't. It doesn't exist. It's just it's a myth.
It's like that one edition of Paranoia.
I'm not familiar with that. It must be
Okay.
an RPG.
So the
Anyway.
guy brings an ale out and a mead.
Excellent. Thank you, my good man. How much do I owe you?
That'll be a silver piece.
A silver piece. Bloody hell, going through the money tonight. Right. Gosh, at least it is carrying my weight limit down. That's nice. Right. Well, you're good health, gentlemen. I imagine Cockwind would probably want a beer, but he can buy one himself. He's got all the money.
So Cockwind, you finished with the bookworm right now?
Yeah, so I'll saunter over and I will actually come over as stealthily and pop up at the bar, take Arrakis' drink off him, and say to the barman, "Can you get my friend a drink, please?"
Careful, mead's a little strong for you, especially in a drink that size.
You know, not much on tonight, have we?
Well, I don't know. We may do a little bit of sightseeing.
Oh, sightseeing! I like sightseeing.
I hear.
I
the
have a key
fantastic
to a
and-
back door here.
Oh well, I guess we could perhaps arrange a private tour.
Yeah.
I
Old,
hear the palace looks lovely in the moonlight.
old conspicuous bookworm over there. He's a bit crap, but he's got some useful information.
Such as?
Well, he tells me Valish is holed up in that speaker's house that we went to last time. But one thing he said was interesting. It might amuse you. It appears that Valish may have enchanted or cast some spells. He wasn't much help, old bookworm, but he doesn't know what he's talking about. But
That'll be interesting to find out what he's done.
we may want to be somewhat wary.
Ha!
Perhaps take some more traditional weaponry with us.
We shall see. I'm sure Imnek's big metal stick will probably suffice.
Wow, you know.
Yeah, perhaps the druid will be able to discern what magic we might be facing, if there is any.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Besides, an enraged bear will probably go through the front gate.
Well, that's true. True enough.
Can you turn into a bear yet, Adam?
I think it depends on the bear.
What, you
Some-
turn into
some
Winnie the
type of
Pooh at
bear.
the moment.
We're
or
not
something like
talking
Yeah.
Teddy fucking Ruxpin here.
Like, very fucking different kinds of bears.
I don't know, a brown bear, a polar bear, a
To
cuddly
go up that
bear.
half challenging, I've got a black bear and that's it.
That'll do. They're quite big.
that. Reasonably big. fucker.
Don't know. It doesn't give you sizes. Medium beast.
Big enough.
Big
Right.
enough.
Big enough.
So what do we
Yeah,
reckon then,
that's a
chaps? Are
goat.
we going to wait here for these idiots, or should we go and find them?
Oh, I think we should take the battle to them.
Wait.
Ballison?
How do sizes work in this? A black bear is a medium beast. A giant goat is a large beast.
That's because it's a
It's
giant.
a giant, isn't it?
Yeah, but is that giant? But a normal goat is also a medium beast.
Who's in the name, mate?
Yeah, but I think
Black bears aren't actually that big.
No,
They're-
no.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to run into one, but they're not like brown bear big.
that'd explain the fact some of these.
No.
Yeah.
Black bears are about the size of a sheep. Maybe a
Really?
They're,
I
no, they're a
suppose
bit bigger
they're
than that, but they're not.
big sheep.
Yeah, they're not huge.
I do not have personal experience with bears, unfortunately.
Black bears aren't.
Well.
I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with one. It'll probably tear you to pieces. But yeah. It ain't exactly. What's that bear that used to talk in the 70s?
Yogi.
Stood up and walked.
Oh, Gentle Ben.
That's the one.
Fuck. You fuckers are too old, man. I tell you.
Yeah. I'm with Sid on this one.
Gentle Ben, a bloody great grizzly. He's about 15 foot tall and as daft as a brush.
He's a fucking bear, mate. What do you expect?
He could walk on 2 feet. He was ace.
All right.
Yeah, this
Simple
But I
is
wouldn't
times,
want to
yeah.
piss him off.
You see
Not
the
the sort of
Simpsons
thing
joke
I'm
with
thinking
him
of
when
this.
they've got Gentle Ben's running like a talk show, like Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, it's just got this microphone on top of his head, and it starts something distracts him. It gets angry, and it just like you see all these blokes rush on with nets and cattle prods, and it's like we are experiencing technical difficulty.
We are experiencing a terminally enraged bear.
Oh my god, there is an amazing Eric Andre show bit where they're like, our next guest, a grizzly bear. And an actual bear walks in. And both of them sort of back off, and one of them goes, I'm no longer a fan of this bit. As
You
the
see?
bear tears up
You
their
see what
chair.
happens when a bear walks into the room, Adam? This is why you need to turn into a bear.
No.
People are scared of bears.
Some people are scared of bears.
I'm not afraid of bears. Well, Arrakis is not afraid of bears, but then again, Arrakis can shoot fire from his hands, so
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Sometimes he's just like flicking a match at them.
Yes. Think! It's like a fag end. Anyway,
Yes,
We digress.
we digress quite far. What are you
our
Perhaps
bloody
doing.
podcast this. I hear that the palace is particularly attractive in the moonlight. And if it's dark, that may help certain people's stealth abilities. Just saying.
What? The one that I can't roll less than a 10 on you.
That one, yeah. And it would seem the one I can't roll more than it.
Well, in fact, it'd be 11, wouldn't it? I can't roll lower than a...
There you go, you see? It's tailor-made for the job.
Yes. Yeah, I'm Moonlight Stroll. I could take a Moonlight Stroll. Could you take a Moonlight Stroll?
I could see myself enjoying the town of an eve to see what the nightlife gives us. Imnek, you on board?
Sounds good to me.
Sylfina,
Sure.
how's your inner beast feeling?
Right.
It's more
Well,
like an inner hamster.
Well, barkeep,
Shall we?
you find yourself lucky this evening. We can't be arsed with your fine company, and we shall.
There's definitely a sense of
our leave.
relief across his face. He goes, "Oh, have a good evening. Keep safe."
Oh, good. As I
And I'll just, as we turn around, I'll just sort of touch one of the glass of mead, if assuming Cockwind hasn't tanned a lot of it, and just cast a small ice bolt, ray of frost on it, just so it freezes.
set the bar on fire, Lewis. Set the
No,
bar
no,
on
no.
fire.
I could, but I considered it, but I thought, no, that's a little too destructive. He hasn't really done anything wrong yet.
That's only when they feed him bad meat that he does that.
Right.
Stellar. I'll just touch it and make it freeze. Walk away. We'll look at him.
Okay then.
Splendid.
To the
Right.
palace.
I'm going to take a moment to go and recharge my glass.
Fair enough.
Oh, Spirit Rock.
Okay. What's town like then? Is it busy, quiet?
So
Foreboding.
it's early evening now, so it's starting to tie down a bit. So the market's starting to shut down, and people are starting to head to taverns or back into their homes for the evening. But there's still a good bustle around the town.
A few teenagers walking around drinking cheap cider.
Hmm.
That's all right, as long as there's no trouble.
Much else for them to do in this town.
Hmm.
Do we see any, as you put it so eloquently, ne'er-do-wells?
You see the odd one or two on street corners and such like. Yeah,
Really?
they're looking like very similar to. They stand out a bit now because I said that they seem to be more brazen than they were previously. And some
Really?
of them even have got their arms showing, so you can see the Kraken tattoo.
I wonder if it's time to dish out a little bit of social justice. Or at least intimidate them enough so they bugger off. Fancy a bit of fun, Imnek?
I'm always up for fun. If
I
it's
wonder
the
if we
kind
can
of
take
fun
our
I
pet
think you have in
bear.
mind.
Fancy being a bear? Fancy being a bear? We can scare some ne'er-do-wells.
I'm pretty sure I did that last time with just a tidal wave, really.
That kind of killed them, though. We don't want to kill them, necessarily. We just want to scare them a little. Show them what real power entails.
I mean, a tidal wave does do that pretty handily.
It does, but, you can't do that all day, every day. Whereas you can turn into a bear as many times as you like.
No, you can't. You can do it twice a day. It's actually the same
Whatever.
amount of effects.
Use your imagination, man. Come on. Have some fun.
Bears aren't
Well,
typically known for
Scratch
imagination.
his ankles. Anyway, I shall wander up to one of these ne'er-do-wells. Two of them, corner, standing there.
Yeah.
Hello, gentlemen. Rumour has it that you work for, what's his name?
Valish Gant?
No, the other one.
No.
Not Snape.
Slim.
Slim. That's the one, thank you. Rumour has it you work for Slim.
What if we do?
I believe we know each other.
What, me and you?
No.
I don't know you, mate.
Idiot. Jesus, honestly. Slim. Honestly, I thought it would be difficult working with you, but I mean, come on, at least try. Keep up. And slap him across the face a little.
Okay, at this point, you just go straight for his sword at this point.
No.
Imnek will go straight for his as well.
Yes, he's bigger than you are, and I can assure you he's going to win this. And if you annoy my druid friend here, he'll either scratch your head off or drown you. He's quite good at that.
He kind of puts the sword back in.
Well done, good
At
boy.
the same time,
does not.
at the same time, he's looking round to see if he can. He's obviously checking who else is around. What the hell do you want?
I want to know where Slim is.
He's He headed off towards the Dwarven Valley, I think, or something with some of the boys.
Oh, when's he due back?
2 or 3 days' time.
Excellent. Can you tell him Arrakis is looking for him?
Yeah.
Good.
Who's that then?
Me.
Oh, right. Okay.
Good
Yeah.
grief.
Okay.
Were you dropped a few times in birth, perhaps thrown around the room?
Maybe it's all the salt water. I hear that's bad for your brain.
Only if you're submersed in it, though.
Or maybe he was
Yeah.
dropped into some salt water.
From a great height.
How do you know that my mum dropped me overboard?
Just a wild stab in the dark, which
All right.
incidentally is what you're about to receive if you don't stop being a little more cooperative.
Okay.
Now, rumour has it Mr. Ganter's in town. Is that true?
Well, he's the speaker.
Excellent. Is he in the palace this evening?
Oh, I don't know, mate. That's what he usually is.
That'll do. Now, be gone. Go home and never show your face again unless you want it burned.
You best be careful, mate. He just wanders off at this point, looking over his shoulder.
I'll just throw a fireball to the floor just next to him. Who's supposed to be careful?
Don't piss off Shit Refner, mate. Just don't piss off Shit Refner.
Shit Refner. That's a name we need to note down. Shit Refner.
What's that gang, mate? We know about them. That's Slim's
Oh,
organisation.
Ship Refner. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, sorry. I thought that was just another dude we never heard of.
Oh my. It's all right. Steve, Andy, you tried this yet?
No.
Way Beast? No.
Whiny beast.
Whiny beast.
Oh, Whiny Beast.
Oh.
No, I've seen it, but no, I've never tried it.
It's good.
He
It's
says,
good.
"Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's
Bloody smooth."
Imperial Stout and wine barrels and thyme.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
Goes well with pork then, or
The
lamb.
resulting beer has all the rich chocolate, vanilla, and espresso characters of wildebeest with a delicate vinous red wine acidity. I tell you what, it's bloody magnificent.
How
This
strong is
episode of Roll20 is provided to you by Wild Beers.
it?
You know what? If we're going to drop
And
any
shots
product
enough to
placement,
pack.
I'm all over that. That's bloody excellent. 11%
Some free advertising right there. How strong is it?
11% Imperial Stout.
Oh, entry level then. Excellent.
I'm walking around beer that.
It is. That's
Falling over beer as well, I think.
Well, I have just had the raspberry Pilsner, the Berliner as well earlier just before this.
Blimey. You'll be off your tits soon, Sid.
I'm not going to be far off, mate. It's going to get a bit more exciting the last hour.
That's Thursday morning in Dundee beer, that is.
That's breakfast action.
Aye. A couple of rounds of toast with Nutella and an 11% porter.
Oh, and it's got Mr. Cage jealous. This is a perfect evening.
Excellent. Right, turbo metagaming complete.
No,
Right,
carry on.
Ship
Sorry.
Refner. I'll burn Ship Refner to the ground. Or to the water, wherever it happens to be. To the ground, Jesus Christ.
Okay. So he
Let's go to the
wanders
palace.
off, looking over his shoulder, and you head towards the palace. Okay, when you get there are people still inside. You can see lights inside.
Ooh. Now, do we want to wait until everyone's gone to sleep? Or do we just casually saunter in as if we own the place?
Right, so where am I at this point?
You're
Am I
probably
still with
them.
you?
I think you're with them, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, we do have that backdoor key, Arrakis. Not everything has to be loud and shouty.
Shouty. Ostentatious, my friend. Ostentatious. I know it has more than 2 syllables, but keep up.
It's too big for me, mate. Shouty. Particularly shouty.
I believe a dwarf is too big for you.
Strictly true. It's strictly true.
But I'm not averse to some backdoor action.
Oh, that's what the beggar said.
Hmm. Besides, I owe her a set of clothes.
Who? The beggar?
Hmm.
Okay.
She's my go-to offloading.
Very, very
She's
good.
basically my legal fence.
Okay, so you, as I said, you're outside. There's a couple of shipwrecker-looking people outside. I wouldn't really call them guarding, more lounging outside the front door. And you can see. If you remember last time, you could actually see the window into the main speaker's office, and you can see Valish Gant sitting at the desk poring over paperwork.
Ooh, perfect opportunity to smash the window in, dive through commando style, and stick a large sword up his arse.
Do you know what? Fuck
I
it.
can't
Let's
wait
do
for you
that.
to see you attempt that.
Let's do
Oh,
that.
no, I'm not suggesting I would do that.
Really? Oh.
One of our
is-
members is probably more than capable of doing that.
Your experience of jumping through windows is certainly, yes, not
Exactly.
good.
That's why I'm going to let somebody else do that bit for me. And I shall saunter through the door. I would like to change my clothes if I haven't already, because I don't want to ruin my fine clothes in this kind of escapade.
Okay.
Thank you. And if somebody sees the crack of my arse as I bend over and change my pants, so be it.
Fair enough. So
Imnek is going to use minor illusion to give him some privacy, or ask some privacy from him.
So, in a hedge just outside of the Speaker's Palace, Arrakis is changing clothes. Okay.
Ta-da! Now I look all bloody common, but never mind.
Right, so we go in the front door or the back door? What are we doing?
I vote back door. Let's take
Right.
them by surprise.
Yes, I think that would be most sensible.
Let's do that then. Right, so we are going to swagger around to the back door, Steve, and
Okay.
pop in using Bookworm's key.
Okay. So, Bookworm's key gets you into the back door, which gets you into the kitchen of the Speaker's house, and the kitchen is empty at this time.
Is there any food or anything around? Is there a quick
I
fancy
might have
Scotch
bloody
egg?
no. I was about to say, you stay out of the bloody larder.
Yeah, there's a fantastically well stocked larder actually. Yeah,
Excellent. So I'll just prepare myself.
To deep in Neverwinter.
I'll prepare myself a nice tray of cheese, crackers, few oatcakes, and
Ham.
Scotch egg, and some
If there's
pie.
a ham there.
There's some
if there's a
ham.
there.
Yeah.
I will come out looking smug as fuck, and sit down and start chomping it at the table.
It's nothing like timing, is there?
Wow, you don't know when you're going to eat next.
You've just eaten, you fat bastard. Honestly, you're not going to be able to move.
He's a halfling, he can put it away.
It's my second tea.
Jesus Christ. Honestly, you must have a tapeworm
This
the
is
size of
supper.
a cricket bat.
So okay, so you all walk in and like you're all prepped and like weapons ready, and then so Cockwind is just like puts his napkin in.
Yeah.
I'm
somewhat exasperated.
Oh, got it. Look, all right, I'll pack it to go then, shall I?
Yeah, do that.
All right, so I
It's time to get some Tupperware out.
I just pick.
Yeah.
I don't even bother the Tupperware. I just hit the whole tray and start following him out the room. So I'm jumping off my tray, following these guys through.
It's yeah. Do you know what? We could make use of that. Actually, you could be the bellhop, the room service,
I could take the half-eaten ham in. Yeah, right enough.
or at least a tray of food. We could probably get past the guards like that. Right then, let's do it.
What, this giant crossbow and dodgy-looking rogue attire?
Put it on a tray and carry it.
You never know who might try and take it.
Exactly. You're
His
now
hap's
the
hard to
help.
come by.
Well volunteered. You're the help.
All right, roger that. Okay.
Right. How do we get out of this kitchen?
Okay, so there's a door leading into the main hallway, which you can see lights leading out to.
So I drape a white napkin over my arm to make myself look a bit more butler-esque, and wander straight into this hallway. carrying
So
this
the
tray of
hallway
food.
is where you were before when you first met the bookworm. So there's like a desk there. There's a small waiting area, and there's a door leading into the study. There's no other people inside. So there's these two guys were outside, like kind of on the front step. But it appears to be no one else inside the main house.
Are all
Oh,
the doors shut, or
Yes.
okay,
is
can
there
I
a
hear
key in the
any?
main door, perchance, so we can, lock it?
Or a bar.
There is a
Yeah.
bar. Yeah.
We
Okay, so we'll put that across the
Knuckle.
door then.
Put that down. Yep.
Okay.
Can we hear anyone upstairs or anything like that?
You can't hear anyone. No. All you can really hear is the crackle of the fire coming from Valish's study and the odd scribble as he's scratchy noise as he's writing something down.
I think it's time we paid him a visit.
Yeah, I think we'll take him his evening supper, shall we?
From
Right, how do
when
you
we
want-
were in the last, when we were in the last time, were there other entrances? To the
No,
or
there was one door into the study and then the window to one side, and that was
Okay.
it.
Is it worth putting a trap outside the window in case he tries to bail?
Might not be a bad idea.
You still got that big hunting trap?
No, I sold that.
All right.
I'm
So
getting
I,
odds of him.
I
Got more
hand
ball
my
bearings?
I hand my tray of food to Arrakis. Quickly sneak out the back door, throw my ball bearings outside the window from which we've just come past.
Yeah.
Go back in, grab another pork pie, and reappear in the hallway with a pork pie stuffed in your gob, and take the tray back.
You're a perfect figure of a butler. All you need now is a cigarette and some moppy hair. And a pint.
Right, shall we take this? Take
Well,
a man
I was about
Baelish's
to ask,
supper?
how are we going to play this? Do we take the direct approach, boot the door in and give him what for? Or let Cockwind go in and play on the ruse?
He knows who
That's
I am, doesn't he?
Let's let the halfling go in, but we'll stay near the door so we can rush in if need be.
Excellent, yeah. So if he dies, then at least the rest of us survive.
Fair.
It works both ways when some of us walk through mirrors and get no support.
He has had a good last meal at least.
As I rub my belly and glance at him. So as this is going on, I finish my pork pie and I think, well, okay, fair dues. Yeah, all right, let's go then. So off I go. I knock
side of the door.
on the old study door. And,
The scratching noise kind of stops. And you hear, yes.
Sorry, I've just had a thought before we do this. Is it possible, would Imnek be able to do like a minor illusion in front of the door so that it looks like it's like an empty passageway outside, but we're sort of standing beside and can see through it to
Okay,
see exactly what's going on? I don't know if that's possible.
Yes, I can see that. But that's possible. Yeah.
Okay.
So you hear the voice kind of going and go, yes.
dinner, sir.
You may enter.
I will push the door open. As I say, I have prepared you an evening meal, sir. I shall saunter over quietly and plop it on his desk.
He puts down the quill, staples his fingers, and goes, "Well, you're not one of my staff members."
Yeah, I am new, sir. I have
Who
just
are
come
you?
into town.
I doubt that, Mister. You must be Mr. Cockwind.
No, sir. My name is Crichton.
Has he ever met us?
I don't fucking know.
I think we ran into him briefly, didn't we?
I think he has met us. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I think Cockwind was probably the one he spoke to, unfortunately.
Yeah, I've got a feeling he is. But let's carry on with this ruse. So, no, sir. I'm Crichton.
Make a deception check.
A perception check.
Deception check.
Deception. Oh, hang on a minute.
Christ. Right.
shit.
Fucking- oh dear. Right, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
I'll give him a fair.
Nah,
Nah.
not against that.
No, he just kind of looks down at you and goes, "What can I do for you, Mr. Cockwind?"
I don't know who this Cockwind is. He sounds like a bit of a miscreant.
I'll just look.
Are your colleagues nearby, perchance?
I came into town alone.
What's your DC saving throw on your spells, Derek?
It is it will be DC 15 investigation.
Investigation. So he
Okay.
looks beyond and can see you all standing outside. Well, you might as well come in and shut the door, stop it getting cold.
Well, if you're going to be like that, I'm taking this bloody supper back. I will park myself in the comfiest chair I can find and carry on eating my.
Oh, it's worth a try. I'll just saunter in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's worth a try.
Quite the thorn in my side, aren't you, gentlemen?
I prefer to consider myself a thorn in your balls, but yes. Assuming you have any. From what I've seen, rather cowardly behaviour. Sit your ass down, you silly old bastard.
Yeah, he hasn't actually stood up yet. He's remained completely
Oh,
seated
well,
all
that's
the
right. I
time.
thought he'd stood up then. Okay. No need to stand up.
I have no intention of doing so. You notice the staff with a sapphire on is leaning next to the table, like behind him.
Is it
easily
within arm's reach or not?
Yeah,
It is.
it's
Okay.
within arm's reach of him. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see if one of us can get to it without him noticing. Look at the halfling.
I'm busy scoffing. Mate.
He's busy scuffing his face in the big wing-back chair on the other side of the room.
I'm flicking chicken bones on the floor at the moment.
Imnek could go stand towards sort of the window side of the room.
Well,
So, what will it take to get rid of you?
well, your instant resignation and suicide seems to be an obvious one.
That's not going to work, and we know it, don't we?
Well, it could get nasty. There's 4 of us and 1 of you.
I'm off the
very
clock,
true.
Arrakis. 3 of you.
There's 3 of us and 1 of you. And, well, rumour has it you're a member of the Arcane Brotherhood.
I don't hide that fact.
I don't suppose, perchance, you'd be interested in another member.
Thinking of enrolling, are we, Mr.
The
Thundarian?
opportunity has crossed my mind.
Well, do you understand how the entry exam for the Arcane Brotherhood works?
I'm a quick learner.
Interesting. Well, the simple thing is you merely each wizard is allowed 1 apprentice, and I currently have an apprentice at the moment.
I am no wizard, sir. I was born with these gifts.
Wizard, mage, sorcerer, warlock, we don't care.
Who is your current apprentice? Sickening as the thought may appear.
A young, ambitious young gentleman called Palador.
Oh, yes, we are familiar with his work.
Oh, are you? He has wandered off lately and isn't dragging his weight, shall we say? So,
Seems to be causing quite a nuisance, it would seem.
I'm sure if you were to vacate him of his current position, then an opportunity would become available.
Well, let's consider him vacated, shall we? Has news not drifted this way? He met an unfortunate end.
I doubt it. I have spoken with Palador within the last day.
Yes. A lot can happen in a day.
Are you saying you have already made an
Let's just say the
opening in our
vacancy is
organization?
immediately available.
Well, of course, I did to verify this,
By all means.
but interesting. So I'm assuming then, if I welcome you with open arms into the Arcane Brotherhood, you will stop interfering with my business and will, of course, do as your current tutor insists you do.
Well, as with any apprentice, I'm sure the odd misdemeanor may occur.
Of course, the Arcane Brotherhood encourages one to find their own knowledge.
Excellent. Well, perhaps you can begin by teaching me one thing. What do you want with that? Point
What
to
you
the
point to
stick.
get?
The stick.
That is my staff.
Yes. It may be temporarily. My understanding is you acquired it rather recently from someone else.
And who told you that, perchance?
Oh, we have, well, like any good apprentice, I have my sources.
You haven't come all the way from Waterdeep to retrieve this item, have you?
Not at all, no. We were actually looking at, we were looking for Skyreach Castle, actually. You know, fortune favours the brave and all that. You know, we've heard of treasures and a crashed ruin some time ago. Some crazy mad giant. You know, the old adventuring way.
Interesting. Do you know the location of Skyreach Castle?
Do you think if I knew it, I'd be here? Him, pointing the dude in the chair, he'd be all over digging the bloody treasure up. He's a bloody klepto.
So now, whilst that I actually realise that I'm supposed to be doing something now. Now that he's pointed at me, and could I get to the staff? while this is going on?
You are quite literally complete opposite side of the room, and the staff is right next to him. So you've got he's arranged the desk. It's like an office. So he's got this big desk, and you are on the opposite side of the desk, and the staff is next to him, on the the opposite side of the desk to what you guys are.
So there's kind of no way for me to get there, even sneaking or.
Are there any goblets or glasses or anything on the table?
No. Unless Cockwind brought some in with him, with his lunch on a tray.
No, I didn't bring any flagons, I'm afraid. All I brought was a tray with the food on.
Well, would it be inappropriate to celebrate such a momentous indoctrination?
Well, you still haven't proved your willingness to serve the Arcane Brotherhood, and I assume, do you, Mr. Thundarian, speak for these other three? Are they your entourage, as it were?
I think entourage is probably a strong word, but we have been
nods.
associated.
He doesn't know what entourage means, so it seems a bit of a strong word.
I've heard you've made friends with the dwarves up of the Dwarven Valley. Thane Stokely.
Let's just say that tieflings are naturally influential.
Well, I'm sure you don't want to see further bloodshed in upcoming times. If you can secure Thane Stokely to sign over the right to the mineral deposits in the Dwarven Valley, consider yourself a member of the Arcane Brotherhood with all the benefits.
End?
Sorry?
To what end?
To what end
That
do we
seems-
wish to own the most valuable mines in a 500-mile radius, do you mean?
Yes. Why? We've seen what those minerals can do to a man.
Ah, you're talking about them. No, the interesting trinkets are a mere minor addition. I'm simply
what?
interested in the Arcane Brotherhood controlling the financial flow around here.
Really? And how did you come to learn of this ore deposit? Would it happen to be a witch?
No, unfortunately, I am not allied with her, if that is what you're thinking, but trying to implicate.
Really?
She is
How
just as
about-
much a threat to the Arcane Brotherhood's plans. I've just managed to use them so far to my advantage.
Well, aren't we the slippery little devil?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm parched. Are you thirsty? Are you thirsty? We've come a long way. My
I'm
good man,
thirsty.
Cockwind. Would you fetch a flagon, please? I'm thirsty. Care for a drink, my friend? Can I call you my friend?
No, of course you
excellent.
can. Of course you can.
Excellent.
Well,
I'm
I
glad.
will
I'm glad this is
leap
going
out the
so
chair.
well.
I'll leap out the chair and I shall brush myself off my crumbs and head off out the room.
Okay, so you easily find a pitcher of wine and some glasses.
So I shall take a quaff straight out the jug first to wash down my pie, and then swagger back in with the remainder of the flagon and some goblets.
Halfling backwash. That's what we needed.
I shall offer a glass to Arrakis, Imnek, and Sylvanas, and
Be
fill
sure
them up.
to, go to the right side of the table, as it were.
And fill them up, and I say, "Oh, I didn't bring one for him."
Well, that was a mistake. You should probably go and get one, or give him mine, and I'll.
You can have mine. Sort of, Imnek wouldn't take the glass from you. It's like, this is fighting time, perhaps. He'll fight with a mug of ale in his hand, but not a glass of wine.
Very good, Imnek. So I take Imnek's glass and I pass it to this Valish fella, and I will position myself this time closer to the staff.
Okay.
Sort of Arya Stark-esque, standing in the corner of the room.
Nice.
So you can manage to get to the kind of like the corner of the table. You can't quite get like around the table to get to him, but
All right.
a toast then.
A toast indeed. So if I try to distract him, yes, indeed, try to distract him from the fact that the stick is there, so that just catch Cockwind's eye.
And whilst he's doing that, I'm fashioning a grapple with my crowbar and my rope quietly.
What?
Just reach out and take it.
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Why be complicated? Why
Well, I can't reach it. I've got twiggy wee. I've got stumpy wee arms. I assume I can't reach it, Steve.
No, because I said it is the opposite side of this table to him. So imagine like this big desk, and you can get to the kind of the corner, but it'd be pretty obvious if you're going to try and walk around the corner of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Continue.
So I'm gonna make this grapple because I've got bugger all else to get it with.
To the Brotherhood.
To the Brotherhood.
Right then. Shall we get drunk? I'm sure you have a lot of work to do, but come on. It's only a school night.
I'm sorry, I must refrain. Busy. It's a busy job, this is.
Very well, I understand. Have you got anything that, obviously, a new acolyte such as myself can do? We are quite capable, as I'm sure you're aware. Maybe I can remove that thorn from your side.
As I said, I would, if you should make your way to the dwarves and convince them to sign over this contract. He pulls out a piece of paper. I'm sure you can convince them that it's in their best interests.
Well, I'll need some barter, of course. I mean, they're quite a stubborn folk. After all, they made short work of your associates, and I can assure you we didn't help them.
I'm sure you can use your... Let's call this a test of your initiative, shall we?
Can we just shoot
Initiative
it?
is...
Should I just fire a bolt at him?
If you want to fire a bolt at them, yes, you can.
I look around the team for some
Put
sort
the
of
crossbow under the napkin.
some sort of reassurance. Or...
That's a really good magic trick.
Is this Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom right at the start when they got guns on the napkins?
Pretty much. Lou Pie or whatever his name was.
O'Shea.
So I pull a crossbow from my quiver pouch, whatever it's going to be coming from, and I sort of look around to Arrakis, Imnek, and Sylvanas for some sort of no decision.
Do we notice what he's doing?
Right. Make a stealth check, Sid,
All
because
right.
you can't just blatantly go right. Clunk.
No. I'm
Clunk.
thinking. Well, I can go. I can
Pull
go.
back on the crossbow.
I can go short bow. I'm assuming my crossbow would be loaded by this.
Yeah, you could easily have it loaded, I guess.
Yeah,
I would have normally had it
but
loaded.
you've still got to kind of like
Ready it. And...
yeah,
Yeah.
ready
Not
it and that.
small. That's the thing. It's not a subtle thing. It's not like one of those sort of hand
It's
things
not-
from
It's not really assassin's weapon territory, is it?
No.
I think just reaching for the stick would be quite good.
Yeah, but I can kind of see a Benny Hill sort of chaos sort
I'm on
of
that.
falling across the table into his lap sort of situation.
I'm on that. It's all right. Is there anything around the room, Steve? There's like a map or a portrait or a anything that's interesting?
there's a map of Icewind Dale. There's a map of the Sword Coast.
Okay, so if I'll just point to the Icewind Dale, excellent, and I'll just wander over to it, just casually pointing at it. Right, yes, of course. Now remind me where we are. I get dreadfully lost in the snow, as you can imagine. Not exactly cut out for the snowy weather here.
Yeah,
Am I?
he certainly is not. Imnek will agree for the
Make a deception check.
Oh God!
Hey, you're the charisma guy.
I'll do.
Shit.
That was the first roll, to be fair.
It's the first roll, yes. It goes, and he walks over. He seems quite proud of his map. And yes, and here we have. Yes, you see, we're here in Bryn Shander. You'll notice that there's like a little note next to the Arcane Brotherhood. We shall soon be controlling this territory, this territory, and this territory.
Fascinating.
Right, so whilst this is going on,
trouble here.
I'm going to go for the staff. I'm going to go for the staff now.
Right. How are you going for it?
I'm going for it. I'm going for it quietly. I'm going to replace it with a baguette or something like that. I don't know. We must have something. Maybe we must have a stick or something to put it in place. Something that's sort of, I don't know.
Okay, make a stealth check. Okay, so you swapping it with a broom or something like that.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to look around the room surreptitiously. I'm going to find a broom, and I will sort of quickly do an Indiana Jones style swap on the staff.
Monkey Island, man, Monkey Island.
Monkey Island.
And then Imnek will, because I've just looked, Minor Illusion is not a verbal spell. He will cast a Minor Illusion on the staff. Oh no, this might be risky. I think he's probably going to see a broomstick. Though. I'll cast a Minor Illusion on the staff to make it look more like the staff that Cockwind just took.
Right.
Nice.
Okay. What then have you done with the staff?
Right.
Then,
So what
Sid?
I have done with this staff?
The windy.
How big is this staff?
And there's actually a picture of Valish Gant holding it. It's about 6 foot.
So it's twice my size.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
If you can. So there's Valish Gant with the staff.
Jesus.
So
About
how
6.5 foot long.
Can you wing it out the windy?
Imnek's quite a tall fella, aren't you? You're quite a tall fella, aren't you, Imnek?
Like 5'8" or something. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Stash it down his
Is
trousers.
the window open, Steve?
No, the window's shut. It's too fucking cold to have the window open.
What am I going to do?
So I used to have a walking stick spell focus,
Can
but
you just take
unfortunately
it
I
out
haven't
the
got.
door and put it in the kitchen or something if I just keep him distracted? So what this territory, I mean, the dwarves are pretty difficult. I understand that. I'll keep him
Right.
talking.
So where are they stood at the moment? Are they facing the backs of the door, Steve? Or?
So they've got. If you can imagine the room's kind of rectangular, the desk is opposite the door. So if you're sitting at the desk, you're looking directly at the door. But he's looking to one side where the map is, and the broom, which now looks like the staff, is kind of behind him. So he stood up and he's showing this map to Arrakis. So the door, if he's looking this way, the door's kind of there, so you'd be able to see it with his peripheral vision,
Right.
but you wouldn't be able to see where the staff is.
If I just surreptitiously move in front of him and just the far end of that map there and point at the far end of it.
So I'm going to slip out the room basically. And
make another stealth check because you're making it. You're moving more into his peripheral vision now.
Yeah.
So the far end. I mean, Ken, this mountain thing. That was a horrible place.
It's different. As I say, I can't roll less than 11 on.
Fucking hell. Wow. A herd of elephants could have run through the room
So
and
I've,
probably wouldn't have noticed.
So I'm going to sneak outside the room. And
Yeah.
I'm going to put the staff. I'm going to secrete the staff in the larder, basically, and
Okay.
leave it out of the way. Nobody can see it. And I'm going to come back in and stand as if nothing has changed.
He sees you come kind of back in. He goes, "Oh, didn't realise you'd left the room, Mr. Cockwind."
More wine.
Oh, he does that a lot. You get used to
More
it.
Mm-hmm.
wine. I've come back with a flagon.
Yes, he's got a drinking problem. That's probably the reason. You
Fair enough.
get used to that as well.
So as you see, I suggest, Mr. Thundarian, that you leave first thing tomorrow and make your way back to the Dwarven Valley, and hopefully we should be drinking again to your entry into the Arcane Brotherhood.
I look forward to it. More than you can possibly know. And with that, I shall bid you farewell, sir. You're obviously a busy man. We'll leave you to it.
We have to.
Right.
I'm enjoying this wine. Bloody good food here. Better than
Well,
that pub.
we don't want to overstay our welcome, Mr. Cockwind. Mr. Gant is a busy man.
Aren't we working for this geezer these days now?
Yes, and he's given us a quest, so we should probably go on it.
Oh, okay. I like it here, though.
It is lovely. I'm sure we can get another pork pie on the way out,
Marvelous. Let's do that.
and another flagon,
To the larder.
and some cheese.
Oatcakes.
If you so wish. Right. We'll visit the larder on the way out.
Okay, visit the lad and stock up.
Go, 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 go. Before this fucking ruse falls on its ass.
Yeah, well, the minor illusion's only going to last a short amount of time, so
Exactly.
What's the length of minor illusion?
it's a minute.
Fucking get
shit,
out.
is that all?
Get out fucking now. Go. Bundle. Now, come on. We need to move.
Okay. So back to the larder. Grab the old staff. And
get the
cheese
fuck
it
out
out
of
the back
Dodge.
door.
Okay, you're ahead. Yes,
And lock the door on the way out.
Okay, so you've locked the door on the way out. Where are you to now? You're at the middle of the street. It's dark outside in the back street behind the Speaker's Palace. Where to now?
We've got 30 seconds tops.
I've got no ambition for the links.
Oh, me too. I don't think that's not the issue. It's getting as far away from this place as possible. Kelvin's Comfort, is that a pub?
Yes.
Bundle.
Do that. Oh, do you know what? Is that? Can we slip
We
this?
can blend in a pub.
Can we slip this staff to a beggar? Is there a beggar around?
What, a beggar with a 6-foot magical stick?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Probably don't want to let it out of our sight.
That's the best equipped beggar you'll ever see in your life.
Get the fucking thing out. I was thinking to get it out, fence it out in the city so that
We'll take it with us. It's
we're
fine.
taking it with us, are we?
I mean,
Okay.
Jesus, we stick out like sore thumbs anyway. One extra stick isn't going to make any difference.
I guess the one advantage of it being like 6 foot tall is that we know that there's no way Cockwind will end up stealing it in some way.
So at this
True,
point, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed by this stick because it's
Give it to me.
4 feet bigger than me.
I
I
will
launch it at Arrakis and say, "You carry this fucking thing."
About time. Right. Let's run. And we will sprint to the pub. Like
Okay.
Friday night.
Okay. You make it into Kelvin's Comfort, and it's pretty rammed now because you're at about 8-9 o'clock at night, so it's full of
Perfect.
various individuals. There's a bit of a buzz in there.
Excellent.
it's-
Right. For the first time in Arrakis' life, he is going to try and blend in.
Wow, I can see that working well.
I think we need to pay a few locals to just make a human
Find a
shield.
back room.
Yeah.
Or maybe we also put our hoods up if we have them.
Mm.
So there's a big mixture of various patrons, fishermen, market tradesmen, a few dwarfs here and there, and there's a particularly a particularly bright red bearded dwarf is walking around serving drinks.
Excellent. Right. I'll
Nah,
slip him a gold coin.
Can we name drop Stokely on this dwarf?
Ooh, that's an idea.
So what are you doing then? You've all barged in. You've all ran into this place.
Yeah. And
What's
this,
the plan? What's your action?
We spot this red bearded dwarfy fella
Yep.
and grab his attention and say, is it King Stokely? Is he a king?
Thane Stokely.
Thane Stokely. Thane Stokely said you may be able to help us.
Aye.
We need shelter quickly.
In a spot of bother, are ye?
Well, let's just say that the current incumbent in the palace is probably going to be extremely pissed off to discover we've stolen his big stick.
Ye not be bringing trouble to my bar.
No more
We've
so
not exactly
than,
brought it, more attracted it. But they
Imnek-
don't know where we are.
Imnek will sort of step forward and say in Dwarven to him, well, we're not bringing more trouble to you than Valish Gant is bringing to your people.
Nice.
Nice, love it.
So in Dwarven, he replies to you, he goes, head out back. I'll hide you as best I can.
I'll thank him in Dwarvish.
Nice. You're a gentleman.
So
I'll
he
slip him a gold coin.
He directs you to the he directs you to like the nearest door, bundles you out and puts you in a room upstairs. And one of his he leaves you for like he points you in the direction of the room and then leaves you kind of. Then 10 minutes later, he comes back in and goes, "I don't want to think I want to know what you've done, but you're safe in here until morning. We won't tell no one you're here.
You're a gentleman,
Plus,
sir. Thank you very much.
Any trouble, and you're out on your ass."
We understand.
Send word to Stokely. Tell him the time is now.
I'll get a message out if I can.
I think we may be considering ourselves out on our arse before morning, boys.
Oh, we totally get rumbles, man.
I think we need to keep somebody at watch tonight. There is no way in hell we are sleeping all four at the same time.
Yeah.
I can do watch, I guess.
Are you an elf? You are, aren't you?
Yeah.
You only need 4 hours, Kip. That's useful.
I don't even need to
Right.
sleep, I think.
Right.
Still, probably a good idea to let you get some proper rest.
Trance, you don't need to sleep, but meditate semi-consciously for 4 hours a day while meditating, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so,
the rest of the way you get the same benefit as that a human does from 8 hours of sleep.
well, I mean, basically, we're going to have at least like 2 people kind of aware at least at every point. So, yeah.
How long would it take for Stokely to reach us, Steve?
It is providing he can only send a message via conventional means.
Couple of days, I thought.
It's Brinshand to the Dwarven Valley is it's about a day's travel from what you remember last time.
Okay. So we're talking 3 days.
Yeah.
I think we need to leave town.
Yeah.
Again.
Should we perhaps head to the dwarves ourselves? We know that there was a group coming from here to threaten the dwarves already.
So hang on, how far is the Vesa? Do you
A
think?
day behind.
So she's in East Haven. So if I go take you back to the
Yeah, she's about a day, and she's 8 hours away. Like
East
yeah,
Haven's about
yeah.
7 hours away. The Dwarven Valley's about 6 hours away. So it's much of a muchness.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, we're kind of on our own, aren't we?
We are. Well, the thing is, we need to get the stick back to Waterdeep, but we also need to beat the crap out of this witch. Well,
Right.
Well,
What if we
I mean,
use a stick to beat the crap
we
out of
could
the witch?
choose to.
What
Yeah.
is the stick? Can somebody magical or somebody tell me what the bloody stick
I
is?
assume Arrakis can attune to it over the rest.
Yes.
Well, that will be part of the rest.
Well, I
Wait,
need to identify it.
I mean,
you need to spend 2 rests because you have to identify it first, then he has to attune to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do the identify first then.
I guess this is where we decide. I mean, we came up here to return the staff.
We did.
Are we going to? I mean, this is. I came here to secure this and keep it out of the hands of this Baelish Gant. But are we staying for the other tasks?
I do quite fancy the idea of beating 7 shades of shit out of this annoying woman who's pissed us off every turn. And
Well,
sort out the
mostly
black
pissed
ice
you
nonsense.
off.
Yes, yeah, mostly. You.
Yeah, I say us, I mean me. Plus, we should probably find out what the hell she's doing with this shard.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that's the title of the adventure.
Steve, so whatever sense that my patron may have given me, does Imnek feel that? Yeah, he has this image of this terrible time. Does he feel that the witch is part of this, or was it just the staff that drew him up here?
The shard is definitely an attraction from your patron.
Mm. Yeah, so Imnek would be here for the whole hog.
Yes,
Shard, the witch.
Given that Arrakis wants his rock back,
yeah,
he's staying.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Well, I mean that was my sense was that we wanted to get rid of it in this way. Imnek wanted to sort of get rid of the shard first, or deal with that first. But yeah, so I think perhaps we would not be even able to deal with the witch until we have learned more about this black ice in the World's Edge Mountains.
Agreed. Besides, it could be entertaining to see a Barlow appear in front of the witch. I'm holding out that as a spot of sport. I can't
Perhaps
imagine
from a safe distance.
Indeed, but I can't imagine even a snow witch is any match for an enraged Barlow.
The way you talk about your Uncle Finney, are you sure his rage will be reserved for just the witch?
Well, you know, there are always casualties in war. Well, to be fair, I don't have the rock anymore, so I can deny all knowledge. Culpable deniability and all that. It was her. It was totally her.
Mm-hmm.
She forced me, Uncle.
That might just enrage him even more if he thinks that you're incompetent as well as a thief.
He'll just laugh. He's always thought that. Until I proved him wrong and didn't steal his rock.
Well, technically you don't have that rock anymore. Now the witch has the rock.
Exactly. It
Yes.
was all her doing. All along. She forced me. Put me on some kind of spell or something. I was naive and greedy.
Incompetent, a thief, and weak. I'm not sure you're helping
I don't
yourself
like where
in
this
his
is going. But you know what? If it serves a purpose, the con's good.
Mhm. Perhaps you would be safer if you just took the rock back and dealt with the witch.
You may be right. To be honest, I'd quite like that too.
Hmm.
And if I got more rock than I bargained for, so be it.
Hmm.
Right, gentlemen. Looks like Imnek and I are agreed on our way forward. Where do you wish to go? Assuming we survive this evening.
I'm asleep in a chair at this point. Knowing that,
Full stomach.
knowing that I will go with either Imnek or Andy, basically. So my fate's sealed.
Adam? Sylfina?
Whatever's easiest for the group, I guess.
Well, it's not going to be easy. Taking on a witch is probably difficult.
You're very easygoing for an elf, I must say. I did not
It's
expect
true, yes.
I'm
they
true
usually
neutral, mate. I don't.
I mean, the
not
only other
fun,
elf
isn't
we
it?
know is a bloody bard, and he's a pain in the arse.
He's a
At the-
half elf.
at the-
I hesitate to say like me. But
Bard, I start stirring somewhat.
The singing's coming back.
careful, I think you're giving him nightmares.
This could be sport for the evening. Throwing pebbles at him and singing bad songs.
I'm more imagining you're fucking playing Buckaroo at the moment, to be honest. Stacking chairs and things on my head.
See, we're not that evil. Right. It looks like we need to survive the evening and head on back into the Dale.
Hmm. I agree.
Right.
Okay.
Let's see if we can survive the night.
So, what you said you were setting some kind of watch.
I will take first
What's
watch.
the plan?
I'll take second. I guess we'll sort of leave Sylvana for third, and then we'll let the halfling eat off his meal because he might be a bit dozy if we don't give him enough time. So we'll let him do the last 2 hours.
Give him a
Once
couple hours to digest his food.
Yeah,
And when I've sobered up, I'm steaming right now.
yeah.
No. I imagine this probably won't count as a long rest because it's disturbed, but we'll see. Not that we need it, because
Well, no, because I think as long as you sleep like 6 hours, then it still counts. So you can do like the classic sort of 2
it
hours.
doesn't matter. We've long rested anyway. It doesn't matter. So
Yeah,
I
you
just
did
need to
long
sit.
rest before then, didn't you?
I just need to identify this stick during the night.
Okay. So, who was first watch, sorry?
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's probably about 10 o'clock. So, from about 10 till midnight, you can hear the tavern downstairs. But as the evening progresses, it slowly gets quieter and quieter. And just before you hand over your watch to the next person, you jump a couple of times when you hear some shouts, but it ends up just being a couple of rowdy drunkards leaving the pub at the middle of the night. So you hand over to Imnek, yeah? I think that was second, wasn't he?
Yep.
So
I'll go to sleep with the stick.
it's mostly quiet during your watch. Do you see the odd person, like you're looking for these little they've got that kind of like diamond glass windows that can barely see a damn thing out. And you see the odd person running past, and every time you see something go past, it's like and at some point you swear you see two people kind of conversing just outside the window, hushed tones, but they're too far away to hear properly. But it comes round to about 2 o'clock in the morning and still nothing's happened.
Does that mean Adam can now take the rest of the night?
Yes, because you've had about 4 hours. So if Savannah's done the meditation thing, Adam, what's your passive perception?
17. And
Shit.
Has it? Is that including your increased ability modifier? Proficiency bonus.
Yeah, that's +7. So
Okay, cool.
Nice.
and I have perception as a proficiency.
Fucking hell.
We've chosen well.
Yes. Well, that's kind of why I wanted them there. Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to get Arrakis out of the way first because we know that they're going to sneak up on us, no problem.
Because he wouldn't spot a herd of charging wildebeest going through the corridor as we sit watching this stick.
You could have picked worse. You could have picked me.
For a thief,
So-
you are particularly blind.
Savannah, it's first half hour or so. Not much seems to be happening. There's it's completely dead outside now. You don't even see anyone walk past. And in the darkness of the room, an hour or so later, you see a rat crawling across, making its way to the middle of the room.
Kill it. Eat it. Become a bear.
Hold on. I just thought, what the fuck? I'm not wasting a full
Oh,
spell
hang
on
on.
It's a
Whoa.
spy.
Yes, eat it.
Eat
It's that dude, isn't it? It's all
it.
shit.
Actually, I'm just going to cast Acid Arrow on it. Why the fuck not?
Wow.
I'm not using a spell. Fuck it.
If this is just a rat.
It could be just a rat. We know
It could be.
that other guy. We did have
Slim.
that were-rat when we were here
The
previously.
slim guy, yeah.
Slim, he was a rat, wasn't he? Shapeshift.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
So the worst you'll do is dissolve a rat. The best
And most of
you'll
the
do-
floor.
And yes, it'll be like Alien, where it just dissolves through
Yeah.
the floor. Or you'll unmask someone trying to sneak about, at which point we can all stab him.
I mean, I think I might have hit it.
So what's the 2 damages for?
The first one is the damage it takes now. The other damage is the one it takes at end of turn.
Fuck
It's
me.
turn.
Okay.
That's a good hit.
So that's 7 damage. So yes, you hit this rat, and as you hit it, it changes shape into like a kind of a man were-rat, and it turns into this kind of half man, half rat. It's not him you need to worry about. It's the one that managed to roll a 22 on his stealth and attacks you from behind.
Oh no.
Bastard, Steve.
Oh! Nice. I have to
Why is
admire that on the DM
there?
point of view.
Pardon?
I have to admire that from a DM point of view.
Thank you very much. I have to roll this manually. What's your armor class, Adam?
16.
And he rolls a 13. Why
You
is that not
survive.
on there? Roll for initiative, please.
God damn it.
How do we do that then?
We've got tokens, so what you might have to do. Oh, I've got a 13, so I have to do this a little bit manually.
Ooh,
Because I'm not doing a map. So what I'm going to do is let me just clear the old ones. Because it's such a small room, I didn't see the point of
there you go.
So,
At least that one rare rat's probably having a bit of a bad time right now.
Murder the spies.
How'd you roll that then, Andy?
Click on the word initiative on your character sheet beneath the number 2 or whatever your initiative is.
Oh, yes. Very good.
There you go. Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, we're on it tonight.
Well,
Wow.
two of
Some of
us.
us.
2 of us are. The other 2 are still asleep.
So as this commotion's going on, I'm woken up and I start roll out of the seat, and I'm there, ready.
Imnek, hang on. Okay, so Arrakis, what did you get?
11.
Imnek got 21. Cockwind got 20. And there we go. So, Imnek gets the first action. There are 2 were-rats in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Soon to be none.
So Imnek bounces out of the bed from where he is. I'm assuming he wouldn't have his shield.
No.
How big's this room?
Quite small. It's only like 4 beds in there, so it's quite a small room.
So a firewall would probably turn it into some kind of furnace.
Yeah.
Just asking for a friend.
If you do if you do a fireball, you will all be hit.
Yes.
It's okay. I'm immune to fire. I mean, resistant to fire.
Which of the were-rats is the closest to me? The one behind Adam or the one he?
The one in front of Adam, because he'll be. Say he was at the window.
Mm-hmm. Imnek will sort of literally just bounce out without any hesitation. He would have been sleeping, clutching his sword, no doubt, and will take a slash at
So to speak.
Yeah, the slash he was expecting to take at the night. But, actually, I will cast Hex as a bonus action.
Okay.
Before I do that, cast it on that rat and then hit him.
Okay.
If I can find where the attack is.
And you did 11 damage, didn't you, in total?
Yes.
Adam.
7 plus 4, yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
my Hex actually did something.
Bloody hell, 19 damage!
Yep.
Bloody hell.
I reckon that's a dead rat.
19.
Wow.
No, not quite, but
He's having
doesn't
a
look
fucking
pretty
bad
healthy.
time.
Slashing down
Yeah.
his spine.
And that's with your pack longsword, isn't it? Yeah. So that's
Yep.
the one.
See, as it turns out, magic sword plus dueling ability is a recipe for some good damage.
So there's that guy taken now 30 damage?
No, the 11 was on the other rat.
Oh, was it? Okay.
No, I think this is
No,
on
it's the same one. Same one.
Oh,
So
is
it's
it?
he's taking 30 damage, yes.
Shit.
Magical slashing, necrotic,
Cockwind.
and acid, so he's had quite the menu.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
We just need to add
Cockwind.
fire and lightning and ice to that, and he's got the medley.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go for the other rat.
They're
Yeah.
not wise to just wipe one of them out so we can all focus on the other one.
Now, is the other rat close enough for me to
Yeah,
get?
because it attacked Sylfina from behind.
Okay, so I'm going to drop the old light crossbow on him.
That's a miss.
Oh, bollocks. In which case, can I use my bonus action to hide?
Yeah, because the room's dark.
Jump into the bed sheet.
In a 4-foot
Pretty
room.
much what I'm doing.
Yeah, he basically dived under the bed at this point. Right. So one where at attacks Sylfina again. Hits armor class 18 for 6. Make a Constitution saving throw. You've passed. Imnek
Alright.
gets attacked by the other one.
Mhm.
Remember, one of them takes
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Critical, and again make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
That's an Arrakis level of damage, isn't it?
Also, one of them takes 4 damage at the end of this turn.
Oh, right, that's the original one, isn't it? So that one dies. And Arrakis, so there's one left, which is the one behind Sylfina. So Arrakis, it's your turn.
Is he currently injured? He's not, is he?
No one's hitting
No.
yet. The other one's dead.
Oh, right. What kind of ridiculous damage can I do to this little sod? Thunder Wave. That would be bad, right?
Yep.
Funny.
Subtle.
Bad. There's no point in casting darkness because it's dark.
Classic Firebolt.
Yeah, that'll do 3 levels of damage. Actually, yeah, that'll be 2d10 of damage. That'll be quite painful. Right, yes. I shall shoot out from under the covers, as it were, and wallop. Firebolt to the face.
Okay,
For fuck's sake.
that's a hit.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Just chucked a fag end out from under the covers.
No, the fag end is your ubiquitous 2.
Yes.
It's more of a
Sylfina.
cigar end.
Yeah.
Rush it, yeah, things. Is it
This
worth
is
waiting?
not the time for a tidal wave. Turn into a bear and maul him! I want to see a bear maul him. That would be amazing.
You've hit. That's the good news.
I think there should have been extra dice in it. It did roll 2d6, but then didn't roll one of them.
No, you've only rolled one. Yeah, should we roll another d6 then?
Oh, yeah, you need to take your spells to... There's like a little tick box that says level up with whatever the hell it is, and it'll add things to it.
Okay, Imnek.
Imnek will sort of leap over the were rat in front of him and try and sort of throw himself in front of you, sort of push Sylfina to the side and sort of try and stab his sword into the other were rat. Moving his hex over before he does.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Cockwind.
Light crossbow with advantage this time, I think.
Yeah, because you're hidden. Oh, hang on. What was your stealth roll?
20.
Please be hit. Oh,
20.
20.
Jesus.
Yeah, you're all right.
Just.
Good
Oh.
thing.
Yeah, you've skewered one were rat.
Okay. Do I need to do any extra? Or is he dead?
No, you don't. You don't even need to use the what's it called? Damage. Boom,
Sneak
boom.
attack.
Down it goes. And the
Excellent.
room is silent again.
Back to sleep.
Okay, so you're going back. Arrakis goes back to bed. Just pulls the covers back over himself and just goes.
Sort it out, boys.
I'm not
Back to
long
cuddling my
behind him.
stick. I
I'll
want
go
to
for
put
it.
both hands on my my magic stick.
Yeah, and just hold it tightly as you fall asleep.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I'm
I'm
going
going to keep watch still.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going
I
to pick
guess.
the rats up, take them
Yeah.
outside, and go for a slash while I'm out there.
On the rats.
No, I'll just get rid. You don't want stinking dead bodies in the
Um,
bedroom, do we?
to
Pretty sure you
dispose
pee
the
out the window at
bodies,
this point.
and there's no one else out there. Well, make a perception check.
shit.
Ooh.
I'm bad at this.
Is this the DM fucking with us, or is there somebody actually out there? I guess we'll
How
never
bad
know.
are you?
It seems really quiet. There doesn't seem to be any sound of anyone else there. So you carry on the night and follow the watches, and nothing else happens throughout the night. Now you're keeping more of a careful eye out for any rats or anything like that. Whoever's on the watch doesn't spot anything. And the following morning, you can see you're all a little bit groggy because you're all woken up in the middle of the night. And
Bit of a
No, I
trouble.
wasn't.
the first light is breaking over the horizon, so it's actually reasonably late. That is for the day, but you're thinking about heading out.
Imnek will just cast his false life just as soon as he
Okay.
wakes up.
So you start to notice a bit of a buzz from outside. There seems to be a bit of movement. I don't know if this is going to work. And then, like, the sound that can be heard is almost like a giant foghorn. Hopefully this works.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
pretty cool.
Sorry, boys, that was last night's dinner.
Nice.
Everyone in the entire town stops, and you hear this giant booming voice come across all of Bryn Shander that simply says, "Surrender Artus Simba, or die."
Artus Simba.
And we'll leave it there for this week, I think.
Oh,
God damn it,
Bastard!
that's the name of the stick.
Oh, I was about to ask. I don't know.
did he have a chance to identify it, or are we going to do
Yes,
that next week?
you did identify the stick, yes. It is a sapphire staff, and I will tell you the stats in between games.
Nice.
Do you recognise that name, do you, Mr. Lewis?
Artus Simba? I don't know.
Okay, fair
I'm
enough.
just guessing it's the name of the stick.
It's actually the name of Steve's former swashbuckler rogue.
Either
Come back
that, or
for revenge.
it's a Disney elephant.
He's a bloody lion, is Simba.
Exactly. Oh well, whatever.
Fucking elephant.
Elephant, lion, African poaching
Yeah, find
victim.
them both in Africa. Very appropriate for the cold north.
Whatever. Artus Simba? No, I don't know that at all.
Okay, fair enough. That's all right.
I'm going to look it up, of course. But
No, you are. Don't look it up. Or at least try not to.
I won't. It's all right. No, I don't recognise it at all.
Okay.
All right.
Right then, we're done for the day.
Thank you very much,
you.
Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, John,
Anyone
for
who's watching
recording.
the stream,
No
thank you,
problem.
John, for recording. Anyone who's watching the stream, thank you very much for
Thank
watching.
you, John, for this fine beer.
It's delicious. Yeah,
Mate, it's fucking magnificent.
it is
Do you
one
know
of
what,
my
boys?
favourite beers in the world.
It's good. That was the first con we've successfully pulled off as a team.
Yeah.
That
It was
was
surprisingly good, actually.
with
Well-
no planning.
You say you pulled it off, but the alarm has just been sounded.
We got the stick out of the room without a fight. That's good enough for me.
that much is certainly true.
Yeah.
So,
Surprised
And
we managed
everyone
to.
played their part.
so next week it will be some more Masters of Fate action because Mr. Hopper, our barbarian friend, is getting married.
How inconvenient.
Yeah,
In game or
not in game. No,
no.
I suspect Anne might be quite upset if he tries to pull something like that.
Yes.
I mean,
And win the barbarian.
my wife is calling herself a D&D widow. I'm not sure what you call it when you're jilted to the aisle by D&D.
Divorce, I think.
Oh no, because you're not married yet.
All right, annulment. I don't know what. Yeah, okay. Being
D&D
dumped.
mistress. No, hang on.
Mm.
Anyway,
That sounds like every nerd's dream. D&D mistress.
Hey, steady on, mate.
anyway. So yeah, so you guys will be back next week for some more D&D action.
Hmm.
Indeed. We
Yeah.
learn the name of the stick and whoever Artemis Clyde Frog is.
Good stuff.
Oh
Look
dear.
forward to it.
Well, good night then, folks. Thanks for watching.
Good
and listening.
night. Thank
Good
you
night.
all. Thanks, John. Thanks, Steve.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Oh, thank you, Steve. Thank you, John.
Catch you later.